3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
Ding dong. Hello?
Everybody 3 count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't get here because I was cute, or because I came from some famous wrestling family, or because I sucked up to the right people. I got here because I am good. I earned this championship.
Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. This is bullshit.
Brett made a very, very selfish decision. Brett's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. Brett screwed Brett. I have no sympathy whatsoever for Brett.
This is my show, and I'm sick of all of you calling me the coward. You're the cowards. I'm the one here day in and day out in that wrestling ring, beating people up. Thank you very much.
I don't steal opportunities. I am the opportunity.
3 ain't enough now. I need 5. Welcome in, Jim.
I'm an idiot.
Ryan.
I'm a sausage guy.
Matt.
Who gives a shit?
Tim.
Right on the cock.
And intern Mark.
Hi, boys.
I'm going to tell y'all with a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday. We are live, facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. We are still the podcast of the millennium. It's Thursday night, June the 24th, 2021, and we are glad to be with you. Make sure you go to our website, 3countthursday.com. That's where you'll find all of our social media links. You'll find our collar and elbow brand deal, our merchandise over at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Thank you, Tim. You'll find our Patreon page, patreon.com/3 Count Thursday. Also, our home network, NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com. That's our primary home. And our secondary home is the Leap Sports and Music Network. Ryan, if the people wanted to find the Leap Sports and Music Network, where could they find that?
At leapsports.com or leibsports.com. Leapsports.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I didn't know I was getting thrown that segment.
You get thrown that every single week. And
really?
And the one time I forgot or almost forgot, I got yelled at for it. You literally get tossed that every single week.
Me?
You.
Nah.
Yes,
I get what a maneuver, and you get LEEIB
Ryan, the sausage guy.
I'm a sausage guy.
Gets thrown Leap Sports.
All right. I'll be better next week.
All right. I hope so.
He's going to say my bit when you pitch to him.
That's not true.
I mean, you
have.
If they want to find Leap Sports, Ryan, where would they find it? My bit. Who the fuck would say that? Move on.
Ryan,
how you doing?
You have more to talk about. You don't stop after Leap Sports, do you?
Yeah.
You say all the other bullshit. Isn't there other bullshit to talk about?
What other bull? I already said the other bullshit.
I don't know. The collar and elbow stuff.
I think the Leap Sports is the closing part of Jim's opening bit.
No.
Are you you new here?
I don't remember. I really thought you had more. I leapsports.com, leibsports.com, and you would say more shit.
No,
it would.
Now he's making me second guess.
He does whatamaneuver.net. I go, what a maneuver. He says, thank you. And he goes, we have our collar and elbow brand, this, that, and more.
Yep.
We're a proud member of NGSE Sports and found on the Leeb Music Network.
LEIBsports.com. And then it's not like, hey, how are you?
Yes.
We're missing something. We're definitely missing something. In the comments.
Yeah, you're missing the part where you spell Leeb before he says more shit.
Like 6 times today. If you're not following Leeb Sports, you should do it. LEIBsports.com.
Thank you,
That's
Ryan.
where you can listen to us. We're the broadcast of the millennium. Did you say that tonight?
I did say that today.
Really?
Do we need to restart? Let's go from the top. Go to the top.
No, we're all right. We don't have time for that.
Hold on.
This show's already going longer than I wanted to.
I mean, I'm
surprised I don't even have a show start. Yes, I do. Show start. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to talk about the PW scorecards factions when we were talking about Hell in a Cell, but I mean, I can do that right now.
I'm so mad about that. I get a run sheet sent all the time, and I must have got the wrong one sent to me this week.
I literally sent you the rundown yesterday.
I'm so sad because I screwed myself on my picks. I meant to pick Sami Zayn. And like an idiot, I picked Kevin Owens. And if I didn't pick Sami Zayn, I'd have won.
It wasn't Jim.
It was not me. I came in last place again.
I need to remember to start doing this.
Yes.
Me too.
We've been talking about PW scorecards for years. So now they have like the digital one. So if you go to digital.prowrestlingscorecards.com, create an account, click factions, you can join ours with code 67AB85.
Easy to remember.
Jesus, this sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, you can find the post on all of our social media as well. It's real simple. I tweeted it out multiple times. But Lee Swigert won this week with
Hey.
So Lee was the big winner, not Tim, not Ryan.
It ain't gonna happen again. I vow from this moment forward. Let me pull my hair down so you know I'm effing serious here. Hold on. This is the last time I'm losing a pro wrestling scorecard that I participate in. Y'all can have that fun TNA crap. I don't do that. But I follow WWE, NXT, AEW. I am no longer losing in the pro wrestling scorecards ever again.
I'm going to beat Tim at Money in the Bank.
And I'll say this. If you beat me on a pay-per-view month for AEW, WWE, or NXT, I will give you my picks for Wrestler of the Week. I will give them to you, and you can tell me who you want to be picked for that. I'll give it to you. If you can beat me,
damn,
I am that confident that I'm willing to ruin my integrity to give you people the chance to have your picks placed.
What do you mean, you people?
You people.
Since when do we have it? Wait.
It ain't none of y'all beat me, so I'm not worried about it. I'm talking about the
when my ass beats you, it will be Sheamus 1, 2, 3.
Since when do we have integrity? That's the part.
I have all the integrity.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Integrity is my middle name. Timothy Integrity Taylor.
Your initials are Tit?
Oh, so Tit?
Oh my God, turkey tits.
Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing much better this week.
Hit the button.
How you doing?
There you go.
Tim's upset.
My God.
I'm fired up. Let's go.
Why is he angry?
I'm doing good.
Scared.
I'm doing good. I'm laughing.
not angry. I'm
I
fired
played golf
up
today. I'm doing well. Tim.
How you doing?
I'm great. I laid down the gauntlet. I feel fantastic. But there's only one way I could be more fantastic.
Oh, Jesus.
And that is enjoying a nice, original Zoa Energy. Full of 100% daily value vitamin C, D and B vitamins, antioxidants, and electrolytes. and there's some amino acids and some camu, whatever that is. Enjoy.
Camu is the little bit of sweat that The Rock gets from under his breast.
Ooh.
And that is why I am great.
I guess so.
Gross.
Ryan.
How you doing?
Yeah, this feels like it's much better into the time. Maybe we just talk about fast food most of the time to start it off, and that's what threw me off, is we haven't talked about that yet. Is that the new sound effect?
That's not. No.
Tim has teased us with the new sound effect tonight, so I'm doing good. But one more time, Tim, if I just want to know, what if somebody beats you with the picks thing that Jim was talking about? What if?
What if what?
That's all I wanted to hear. Mark, how are you?
How you doing?
Oh, that's what. How you doing? I'm sorry.
How you doing, boys? I'm doing.
How
real
are
good.
you?
Mark, how are you?
How are you? Intern Mark.
I'm doing real good. Real good. I was reading my 1982 edition of Time magazine that features that new movie that was coming out back then, E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, boys. And I found a picture of Gary. You guys knew Gary Lilly from Kansas City, Missouri?
I did.
Right here he is.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
That's the Gary I know.
I'm going to look him up on Facebook tonight and see if we can reconnect. But Gary Lilly is his only job is to help prevent wind noise and water leaks.
It's kind of a big job.
That's a pretty
That's a
important
big job.
actually.
It's
I'm very proud of him.
So do
He
you
got a good head
own?
of hair on him back in '81.
So do you own like anything that ever printed the words ET on it?
Well, that's my goal. Every Tuesday at Roots Country Market, I'm looking. It doesn't matter if it's Green Dragon, what's left of Saturday's Market, Morning Star in York. I'm looking. Look at this. There's E.T. and Elliot.
A nice piece.
It's very
What a
nice.
great piece. Now, this is before we knew the movie was really going to take off. This could have flopped. So this is history right here, boys.
I'm going to be looking up Gary Lilly for the rest of the show, so you've lost me.
Just random Gary Lilly trivia.
Mark, I may have something to sell you. It's a ET. It's a rare ET collectible, actually.
Are you serious?
There are trading cards from the original movie, and they're in uncut sheets. They're completely uncut sheets of ET cards from the movie. I have no idea what they're worth. I gotta look.
Isn't that Adam Sandler movie, Uncut Sheets?
Yes.
Uncut sheets.
Sure.
Yeah. No offense, Big Jim, but you might want to look at somebody who you don't mind holding up for that, because you could probably get a lot more than a pretty penny to some idiot on the internet.
I'm gonna own Hottenstein Estates.
You might.
Wait, did you eBay that already?
Now, would that come with or without Kirby?
Oh, with.
Magnificent fluffy
Absolutely.
dog. Wow.
I mean, the security system, of course.
Right. I mean,
That's right.
Head of security,
Nobody gets
Hottenstein
by him.
Estates.
all right.
Nobody gets by the magnificent fluffy dog.
That's true. Did you walk him today, Mark?
Yeah, we did. We took a nice walk over around the Masonic villages. My loving son's working over there, so I had to pick him up. And we saw a beautiful snapping turtle. I mean, he was a beauty.
Oh no, he didn't go after Kirby, did he?
No, he was in the water this time, but he has been on land before. He's a real beauty.
All right. Matt.
How you doing?
Doing well. It's good to be back after a week off sunshine and grotto and saltwater taffy to be back with you gents. Looking forward to it. I watched some wrestling, so I feel somewhat prepared for the show. As long as we do still have like 8 segments on fast food and 2 segments about Roots Market, I'll be all right.
I mean, we're not going to change the entire format of the show and just.
I don't know. Ryan bitched
Heck
enough. I
no.
thought we might finally give in to him.
I want it to be a regular formatted show, like any other show, And Jim's muffing up the beginning.
I didn't muff anything up. You were the one that screwed up the beginning. Charlie claims he knows what's missing. Charlie, if you know what's missing, feel free to fill us in. I don't think I missed it.
Well,
Ryan left.
Am I
the only
allowed to
thing that-
trigger sounders that people put in the comments?
No.
No?
What did they say?
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
No, nobody said anything.
All right. Well,
Are you sure?
if anybody wants to look at the comments and reads
No.
them out loud to me,
I was on eBay. That's
Did
not
you
fair.
find Gary Lilly?
on eBay, is
You never know.
Gary Lilly's for sale on eBay? Is that what you're asking?
Dude, so I keep getting frickin' Drake Wirtz as somebody I may know on Facebook, and it's getting old.
Block him.
Drake
I
Wirtz?
can't hit remove enough times for him to not show up. I have to block him.
You can block him.
I don't have anybody blocked on Facebook. I've never blocked a
Well,
single
he
person.
Time to
sounds
do
like
it.
He sounds like a great one to be your first.
You think so?
Wirtz for first.
What's his name again? Drake Bell.
Mark,
Drake
you're a
and
Drake
Josh.
fan, aren't you?
I love Drake.
Oh, let's talk about Drake and Josh. So I stumbled onto the Paramount network, the Paramount streaming service the other day. It's $4.99, but it had like a month for free. So I'm like, I'll sign up. And it's got like a bunch of old Nickelodeon shows. So I'm like, I'll take a stroll down memory lane and watch like an Are You Afraid of the Dark? Awful acting. Fucking hated it. Does not hold up. I'll pop in like maybe
You
I'll
thought
swing
that a
over.
90s kids
I don't
show was
fucking
going
know,
to
Jim.
Child
in terms of, like,
actors.
It's awful. It's so bad. Child actors have gotten so much better.
I'm
Can't
willing
be
to
worse
bet.
than Goosebumps.
Maybe, I don't know. I bopped over to Clarissa Explains It All, and like episode 2, mom's smoking in the fucking living room, and they're talking about it like it's normal on Nickelodeon. Blew my mind. Janet, put that cigarette out.
Ryan, it was like 92. Like
It's
I'm like,
unreal. I know it was 92, but like I wasn't in. No wonder I smoked. Clarissa's mom did it, and I thought it was okay.
thought it was cool.
So I got a
Doug,
little
fucking show sucks.
I got a little gripe
Oh.
for
Mute him.
Paramount Plus.
Mute him.
There's
It
your-
doesn't hold up.
Mute him.
I'll mute.
Thank
Tim,
you.
So you have a story, Tim?
I got a gripe about Paramount Plus.
Oh,
So,
yeah?
on top of all the Nickelodeon shows, they also have a lot of MTV shows.
Yeah.
And they have all of them except for the one I want to watch. They
Road
just
Road.
have
Yo, mama.
No.
Remote
Yo Mama
Control.
is on there. They do not have Rob and Big.
Good.
They've got Fantasy Factory. They've got Ridiculousness. They don't have Rob and Big.
First
you
off,
have
they
two
don't
of
need
the
to
three
have
shit
ridiculousness on there. It's literally the only thing MTV airs anymore.
It's
Except
their
when
only
the challenge has new episodes.
Even then, the challenge is now Paramount Plus. Like they just
Well,
people
no,
just
that's
watch
the
it on
challenge
Paramount.
All Stars. The new challenges air on MTV.
They go on Paramount Plus too. I think.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Probably.
They have every
is,
John Taffer bar rescue, which is really all that I need.
Peacock has all of Hell's Kitchen.
Tim, is Remote Control on there for the MTV shows?
I could tell you in a second.
Ed's apartment's on there. With the cockroaches.
Give me,
Joe's
give me a
apartment.
moment.
Joe's apartment. Fuck, did I say
Yeah.
Ed's apartment?
Ed's apartment.
Ed was his neighbor.
Ed cleaned up a bit though.
He did.
Correction. I cannot tell you on my phone because I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my
Remote
iPad
control.
and my
Ed lives
i-
right next to Gary
my
Lilly, I
Apple
found
TV.
out.
All right. Well, if
Ryan,
really?
how do you do in trivia? Because it seems like you can't remember anything. So
I've-
I'm just
I've-
curious.
I don't know if it's COVID brain or dementia, but it's not healthy. It's not good. I'll tell you that much. I
Now
did
it's just
really
asking
good in
for a
trivia.
general score.
I did real good in trivia. We won last week. We got our we got our asses kicked this week. But it was very tough this week. We had 80s TV shows. I was born in 83, so I wasn't watching what was the one? Airwolf?
Airwolf. Yeah.
Never even heard of
Ryan
that show.
That's a
Airwolf?
classic.
I mean, I've heard
That show is,
Falcon Crest. Who
yeah,
watches
Falcon
Falcon Crest?
My grandmother used to.
Not this guy.
And Airwolf was Hal Standing back in the day.
All right, let's just. Can we? We're gonna start.
Oh.
All right, we're looking at June the 24th. In pro wrestling history, we have a few birthdays. Tommy Lister Jr., aka Zeus, was born in 1958.
Rip
Adam
Zeus.
Pierce was born
Zeus
in.
had the body of a god.
I just launched the thing and I saw that Charlie said Shane McMahon.
Oh, there it is.
Hey.
The best in the world.
It was in the comments.
That's what I said.
Shane McMahon.
And from here on out, when anybody says it, you just hear his theme. It's great.
It's that easy.
Now, when you were talking about Zeus, wasn't he in WCW as Z Gangster for a little bit?
I believe so. Tim, is that accurate? Or can Tim? I don't.
That was Moose.
It
That
was Z
Moose.
Gangsta.
Okay,
He was
thank
Z
you.
Gangster.
Thank you.
Wasn't he on a member of one of the teams that was in that cage match in WCW?
What cage?
They had like two
Doomsday
rings.
Cage.
The triple cage.
One from the movie.
No.
Yes.
No. No. Different cage.
Okay.
Randy the Ram?
No, different
Wrong.
wrestler.
Different movie.
Hmm.
Okay.
There was no holds barred.
That was right. Adam Pierce, born today, 1978. Ray Horace, born today, 1984. And Jessamine Duke, born today, 1986. Then we go back. 1972, NWA Big Time Wrestling held Parade of Champions at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. With 26,339 fans in attendance. The main event, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Dory Funk Jr. fought Fritz Von Erich to a 60-minute time limit draw to retain the title. 1994, the first of 6 Hostile Showdown ECW Supercard events was held at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia in front of 1,000 fans. The show featured 8 matches, and in the main event, Sabu defeated Cactus Jack. 1996, WCW won this week of the Monday Night War with Nitro's 3.3 rating, besting WWF Monday Night Raw's 2.7. The main event of Nitro saw Harlem Heat defeating defending champions Lex Luger and Sting and the Steiner brothers to become new WCW World Tag Team Champions. The main event of Raw was The Undertaker defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin by DQ. 2001, the 9th WWF King of the Ring pay-per-view took place from the Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey, in front of 17,777 fans. The tagline for the show was, "My muscles ache, my mind is spent, my body is broken, lead me to my throne." Had a buy rate of 445,000. Edge won the King of the Ring by beating Kurt Angle in the tournament final, and in the main event, Stone Cold Steve Austin beat Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho to retain the WWF Championship.
Imagine having the balls to bitch about taglines today, when that tagline was a goddamn short story.
Right.
Unfucking real.
Yeah, that one. That was a choice.
Read it again.
My muscles ache. My mind is spent. My body is broken. Lead me to my throne.
The Sunny story.
Her throne's the toilet, I'm afraid.
Just a picture of her pooping.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, picture that, Jim.
No, I don't want to.
Horn dog.
2006, WWECW held their first ever house show at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia. WWE and ECW champion RVD beat Kurt Angle in the main event of the show. 2007, the 7th annual WWE Vengeance pay-per-view took place in the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, in front of 15,000 fans. The tagline of the show was Night of Champions, had a buy rate of 243,000. The show featured 1 dark match, 9 main card matches, and in the main event, John Cena defeated Bobby Lashley, King Booker, Mick Foley, and Randy Orton in a 5-pack challenge to retain the WWE Championship. 2011 Ring of Honor held a press conference in Baltimore, Maryland to officially begin the Sinclair Broadcasting era as the new owners of the promotion. And finally, 2012 ROH Best of the World Hostage Crisis took place in the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, New York. The show featured 8 matches, and in the main event, Kevin Steen defeated Davey Richards in an anything goes match to retain the ROH World Championship. Those, of course, were the events that occurred June the 24th in pro wrestling history.
Can I say that might be the worst event name in the history of event names? Best in the World 2012 Hostage Crisis.
I mean, it's not great. It's not great.
And
Is that one of their salty shows?
No, this is Ring of Honor, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Ring of Honor. This card is kind of a banger.
Yeah, I looked down over it today. The whole card looked pretty damn good.
Briscoe Brothers versus the Headbangers. Homicide and Eddie Edwards. Adam Cole versus Cool Cow.
Oh, balls. Where is it?
Recently found man Michael Elgin defeated Fit Finley.
Oh, he was found?
He was found, yeah.
Where was he found?
I don't know.
I think he just wanted to take a little trip and not be bothered by people, from what I read.
Mike Mondo beat Mike Bennett. Roderick Strong beat Jay Lethal and Tomato Champs.
Tomato chips.
Rhett Titus and Kenny King beat the world's greatest tag team, and then of course the main event you talked about. That's not a bad show. Horrible title. Absolutely god awful.
I mean, I'm struggling to think of a worse one. Like, even though we joke about Great Balls of Fire, it's not
Hostage Crisis.
Right. That would be a good one if they ran a show in Tehran, Iran.
Ridiculous.
Jiminy Cricket.
The Iron Sheik could headline.
Oh boy.
Is this how you feel when I make off-color comments?
Boy,
I really feel worse.
Oh, okay.
Yours are usually a lot worse.
All right, let's before we get to the wrestler of the week, let's go back to this past Sunday to the final pay-per-view in the WWE Thunderdome, Hell in a Cell. Ryan, I know you're hurting. I know you're sad. We're gonna help you through this, Ryan.
Thank God.
There's only a couple more weeks, Ryan. I think it's 3 weeks from today. 4 weeks from today. It's got to be 3 weeks from today. Or tomorrow is the.
I hope they have an exploding ring death match and blow the whole fucking thing up.
Well, we know they already.
Cell.
So let me see. Money in the Bank is
the 19th. So it'll be 3 weeks from tomorrow, I think, is this first SmackDown.
Oh, they're putting the good show in front of the crowd first. That's smart.
Well, I mean, yeah, it starts the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But let's go back. Hell in a Cell. Is there any match in particular anybody wants to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about the main event of WWE Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio, right?
Nope.
That was on
that was free on
he
SmackDown.
actually broke that news last week, Tim.
Why? It's absolutely horrible. That tells you how good this pay-per-view was. They took what was going to be the best match of the whole night and they moved it to Friday so that all that could be left is garbage.
We're picking up scraps.
I mean, I thought the show was fine.
I thought it was okay.
I mean, the opener was great.
Yeah, we get it. It was a WWE show.
What do you mean?
On that curve, yes.
I don't think it was the best Bailey and Bianca match. I'll happily take their first match over this.
Okay. It was their best Hell in a Cell match.
It's their only Hell in a Cell match.
Still the best.
Okay.
Show me the lie, Tim.
Put your bank on the same way we do.
Show me the lie, Tim.
Well, the limit does not exist.
You really think Roman Reigns beating up little 2'2" Rey Mysterio with one friggin' eye would have made the pay-per-view
both
better?
eyes.
Yes.
He has both eyes.
Okay, Jim, you don't just he lost an eye. You don't just buy a new eye.
No, he didn't lose.
I don't think you know how eyes work.
His eye got plucked out.
Jim, I have to wear glasses because I have shit. They don't just get better. He lost his eye.
Ryan,
He
when
had the surgery to reattach the retina, and now the eye is back.
Ryan, we all know
happen?
that Vader had his eye plucked out and popped it back in, and he could see fine. So can Rey Mysterio.
Can he? What happened to Shawn Michaels then?
He did not have the surgery.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's
That
a
makes
long
sense.
waiting
Looked
list.
over here and over here.
I get it.
So Ray has both eyes.
His eyes do the DX crotch chop.
So to answer your question, Ryan, yes, Roman versus Rey Mysterio should have been on the pay-per-view and would have been the best match on the pay-per-view had it happened.
I mean, I would have been fine if it was on the pay-per-view. I don't know if it was. I mean, it was a great match. I don't know if it was the best match.
They wouldn't have had the same match had it been on pay-per-view.
Well, and
I'm
also
fairly
they wouldn't
sure.
have had Bianca and Bailey in the cell, right? Because that wasn't originally a cell match.
Which is another reason why it kind of is meh, because they built a Hell in a Cell match in 2 nights.
I mean,
So
I
just
thought-
over the course of a week, this whole thing is worthy of going in the cell.
It's the name of the pay-per-view. You should put it in a cell.
I thought that match should have been in a cell the whole time. Personally,
Rhea and Flair should have been in a cell.
I believe
The name
that.
of the pay-per-view. Yeah.
I don't believe the other thing. I think the only reason that Bianca and Bailey went in the cell is because Roman and Ray aren't on the pay-per-view, and they didn't want to do two Raw matches in the cell and nothing for SmackDown.
well, I mean, Fox wanted a cell match, so Fox got a cell match, and then USA got one on Monday.
Hey, that's really cool. Can we get one too?
Hey,
Okay.
I like what they got over there. I want one.
All right, you can have one.
Here you go.
It was buy one, get one free.
Exactly.
It was buy one, get 2 free.
I mean, Sammy and KO I thought were good. I mean, it's nothing
Probably the
we've
greatest match we've ever seen them have.
Are you kidding?
Absolutely.
All right, just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if you were grading on the same curve that Big Jim was on.
No. I'll just be Jim's inner voice.
I appreciate that.
First time we ever saw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's cool.
A Hell in a Cell.
I didn't pretend that was the first time we ever
At
saw
a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
It may not even have been the first time we saw it at
You
a
know
Hell.
the tagline for that match was "My body is broken, my spirit is broken. Carry me to the throne."
Parenthesis, fight forever.
That's me when I throw my back out, my body's
Oh,
broken.
my body.
Carry me to the throne.
Carry me to the throne. Your poor wife.
Nah, she would just not even.
She let you shit your pants.
Yeah, she sure would.
At least give you some depends.
Depends on what.
Now
I mean-
that she's got to change, and that's just a whole mess. She's not doing that.
No,
Yeah, you're probably better off just put down some plastic or newspaper. Let him go.
So Hell in a
Let
Cell.
him go.
So Hell in a Cell was just. It's the swan song for the Thunderdome.
Oh,
I'm
I
glad
hope
it's
so.
the end.
Amen.
And they went out with a whimper and not a bang.
I would say it's somewhere between the two. Like I don't think it was.
So
No, I
is
don't
this?
think
So
You
I'm
would say it went
curious.
out with a sad groan.
I'm curious, Big Jim. How much did you take off of the main event seeing the crash pad get pulled out underneath Drew McIntyre?
You wouldn't have seen that.
I honestly
Of course he
didn't-
fucking missed it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Why do we even fucking do this show anymore?
The wrestling company that has accentuated on showcasing the magic of wrestling literally showed a crash pad getting pulled out from under Drew McIntyre from that hellacious
No. That was just Mae Young's baby all grown up, helping out.
No, Mae Young's baby works on NXT.
Oh.
I thought that's who brought you food through your door.
I thought
that's Arnold.
Oh, Arnold.
I thought that Mae Young's kid was the Raw Anonymous GM.
That was Hornswoggle.
Mr. McMahon's kid was the anonymous GM?
Yes.
Shane McMahon?
God.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
I should have saved it for that.
You should have.
Damn it.
You should have.
I should have said War Games, which was the other comment.
War Games! War Games! War Games! War Games!
See,
Never fails
Now
in
you
my
blew
life.
that spot because there will be a better moment for
Yeah,
that.
but that one we can play multiple times. It's the Shane McMahon one.
I never pick the right one to do. If it's a lane in McDonald's at the damn drive-thru, I'm like, this car only has one order. There's 2 cars here. I will go behind this one and wait 5 more cars.
That's me in grocery lane.
Every time.
Every time. If Dana gives me the option to pick a grocery lane, I will screw it up, and we'll be standing there for 15 minutes, and I'll text.
And she'll make a comment too, won't she?
No, she'll look at me. She'll just look at
okay,
me because
okay.
we don't want the cashier or the person in line or anybody. So like, she'll give me a look, and then I'll just text her. I fudged up.
So
that's why I grocery shop at 7 a.m. on Sundays.
Here's another.
Do you really?
Here's a
You're
solid
a waker
question.
and go shopping.
Yep.
Do you prefer going down a checkout line that has someone who scans and bags your groceries, or would you rather go to self-checkout?
Depends how much stuff I have.
Yeah. If I have like a full cart, I'm going to the person that scans. If I have like 10 items, I'll just self-check out.
But here's the thing. A lot of times, like, I will unload the cart, and then I will, like, if there's not a bagger, I will bag.
Yeah, I'll typically bag. I don't want people touching my shit besides like the woman that's ringing it up, or man, the person.
The person.
Very progressive of you, Matt. The
But
person.
I will bag my own groceries.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a bagger, I will let the bagger bag.
Nope. I tell them
Really?
at all.
Go
Get
down
the
there.
fuck
darned.
out of here.
So
I never bag my own.
to bring it back to
I'll
wrestling.
stand there and wait.
To bring
sorry,
it,
Tim, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. I cut you off. We had a tangent, and then I was trying to get it back on.
I'm talking about
And
bags.
I didn't let
see
you
Mark
run.
arms crossed.
I
just
didn't let
waiting.
you run. I'm
Yep, I
sorry.
won't touch them.
I'm sorry.
They're not paying me to bag.
You know what?
I'm not a giant employee. I don't work for Wise Markets. I ain't bagging nothing. Sorry if that upset you.
Actually,
Ahead of the rest,
bring
my
two,
ass.
Bring 2 baggers over here. I want 2 baggers on my line. I don't want to touch anything.
I'm
And
usually
bread better
busy
be in
talking.
paper.
I usually I let the cashier know about the national day. Then I ask them if they have the run. Hey, has there been a run on this product today? Because it is National Blueberry Muffin Day. It's National Chocolate Cake Day. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, it sure is. Put it in your Google machine and take a look. Oh, I didn't know that. Sometimes they get it.
You
Sometimes
go
they
to the
don't.
store knowing what day it is, and then purposely
Yes.
buy one of those items.
Sometimes it depends. Like for National Blueberry Cheesecake Day, I did.
That
I
makes
bought
sense.
a cheesecake and blueberries. And I told the young lady there, I said, hey, you want to let the people know back there that, in the frozen food section, you want to get some more blueberries, frozen blueberries out and put it beside the cheesecakes today. It's National Blueberry Cheesecake Day. Is it really? I didn't know that. And did you know that the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn? No,
It's
I
time,
didn't know that
Jim.
either.
Yep.
It's true.
It's time.
Tim, did you had a story, or you were gonna bring us back to wrestling or something?
No, because y'all are working against me.
What do you mean?
Right, sitting here saying
No,
it's
we let
time,
Mark
and
go
you're
now
trying
for
to get
5
me
minutes.
back on something.
I muted Mark. He's just going.
Yeah, he said it's time because Mark needed to be muted.
That's what I meant. It's time to mute Mark and let him go, and we'll
Yeah,
come back and check on him.
Let him wear himself out.
Okay.
We see him stop talking. I'll unmute him.
Let him tucker. But just as unsure as Matt was in the gender of his bagger, so too are people unsure about how to feel about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It was a nothing for me.
Yeah, it was not great for me.
It was nothing. Like it felt like a bridge to get us to back to fans.
So if you're not giving it a whimper, Jim, what are you giving it?
I mean, it gave me a very nice distraction on a weekend where I needed a fucking distraction.
Okay.
I know
See, you're
much.
putting personal stuff into this. You can't put.
Why would
Did
I always
you pleasure yourself during Hell in a Cell?
Alexa Bliss was on the screen.
He's not wrong.
Dressed as a little girl.
You can find other ways to distract
the little
yourself
demon
too.
thing.
Right.
Let's check in on Mark.
Mark, how we doing over there?
So I didn't realize I didn't have that coupon for my free turkey with me. So Jody came over.
All right, good.
Yep. Not ready yet.
I mean, I thought it was like a B minus. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show.
Boy, are you easy to please?
Wait, has my wife been talking to you?
All I had to do was rub his back and everything was great.
I mean, I said
That's
3
it. All
years
right, good
ago, 3 years ago to the day, I said on this show that we're not far from Vince pulling out a John and taking a dump in the middle of the ring, and Jim saying, "You know what?
Come on,
it wasn't that bad, guys.
It was not that bad. Give me a fucking break."
At least we got to see the red Hell in a Cell.
To me, the only match that was worthwhile was the main event. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, I disagree.
Bob.
That's
good. Is that the new one?
There it is.
That's good.
That was all the Bobs from Kofi Kingston this Monday on Raw.
Love it.
Bob.
Yes. Confirmed that Kofi Kingston listens to the podcast and our affinity for
Lock
calling him
it
Bob.
up.
Yep. 100%.
That's so good. I think that's my new favorite Bob now.
Good. Well, it's gonna get used tonight.
So what, Jim, do you think was the best match?
I thought the opener was the best match.
And remind me again what match that was.
That was Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Okay.
Followed closely by the main event.
I didn't love that match wasn't Hell in a Cell. I think it like jumped to the conclusion of Hell in a Cell when I would have rather seen them battle it out again, like just in a ring.
It's kind of like Blood and Guts with the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle.
You put the cart before the horse.
Hell in a Cell is the means to an end. You put Bianca Bayley in Hell in a Cell knowing we're going somewhere else with this.
But we're going somewhere else with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte too.
And that's why they didn't put it in the cell.
Correct.
But you said it should have been in the cell.
It had more heat than Bianca and Bayley.
Right, but if
then Roman Reigns and then the little fella should not have been in a Hell in a Cell.
Roman Reigns yeeted Dominic Mysterio into
lawn dart his son.
He sent him to the last Thunderdome.
Right. Just a regular old PC.
And it was
no,
and it
Tampa
was
Bay
Father's
Rays
Day.
Stadium.
And it was Father's Day.
Well, he didn't need him on Father's Day.
But Ray was going to defend his son's honor on Father's Day.
He didn't do that either because it was Friday.
Because WWE's stupid.
Because Fox wanted a Hell in a Cell.
So they should have put Bayley and Bianca on SmackDown in the cell. Instead of booking it on SmackDown.
So have the two guy matches in the Hell in a Cell and the women don't get one?
Yes.
Roman has kids. The head of the table wanted to be home for Father's Day, and the head
That's
of the table
exactly what happened.
You know what?
Ray
And then why
Ray
didn't
and
we
Roman
make
were like, I want off for Father's Day. And
then
like,
why didn't we make that the storyline? Because that storyline sticks. I'm the head of the table. I need to take care of my family. I'm going to wrestle this match on Friday because I'm not showing up on Father's Day. Family matters.
Because
and
that's a
storyline
babyface
works.
move.
That's
true. You're kind of
That
right.
is a Ricky Steamboat ass move.
That's right. You're right. You're not wrong.
I gotta take care. I love my wife and kids. I gotta go, and I can't wrestle on Father's Day.
Ooh, Mark is slowing down.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
might want to
Mark,
bring it back in.
how we doing over there, bud?
And I usually pick up the fish wrapper on the way out, and then I go home. So
Great story, man.
Did you,
I
did
love
you guys
that.
see the new fish wrapper this week?
Did you
I
get it from the
did.
Sea Stars?
The Sea Stars.
Tim,
why would you do that?
Man.
I
come
owed him
on.
one. I cut him off.
You're a
Tim,
glutton
he
for
poured
punishment.
himself out, and then you're
Oh.
gonna just.
You know, I'm really a big fan of the Sea Stars.
We know. We're well aware.
I guess you could say I'm hooked on the Sea Stars.
Oh God. Oof. All right. That's on you, Tim. That's on you.
I'm now.
Did you guys see
can't
Ashley Vox on AEW Dark?
I missed
What's
that.
I have no idea what that is.
You didn't watch the Dark?
No, what it? They were dark yesterday because they don't do dynamites on Wednesdays.
Mark,
anymore.
do you think Ashley Vox is a star?
Well, I'll tell you this much: all stars do not belong in the sky. Ashley Vox is a sea star.
Mark,
something to think about.
As opposed to like a B star or an A star?
Oh,
ridiculous.
She's A star.
Mark, if you had to grade Hell in a Cell, what grade would you give Hell in a Cell?
Well, probably a C.
Okay, Ryan.
With a star.
LEEIBsports.com. This is an average pay-per-view at best. It is
at best.
I will call it a low C, so like a 74.
Okay. All right. Matt.
I will go one step lower and say a C minus.
Okay. Tim.
I will also go C minus.
All right.
The best match on the card was on the pre-show.
Pre-show
Natalia and Mandy Rose had a banger.
Yeah, they actually had a really good match. Yeah, I think safe to say easily Mandy's best match in WWE.
Yes.
That better show up on one of your match of the years.
I didn't say it was match of the year. I said it was match of the night. It's different.
All right.
All right. Devin gave it a C as well.
I give it a C minus then.
Just
Poor Devin.
Poor Devin. All right, let's go to the wrestler of the week.
Did you not?
Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Free come Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
Again, I might have missed it. Did you give it a score, Jim? Did you give it a ranking?
I said B minus, somewhere in there.
I feel like we let you off easy.
No, I made the comment about Vince taking a shit in the middle of the ring and Jim being.
Oh, that's right. So
bad.
you started it. That's right. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it depends what Vince ate.
We shit on it for that long. I forgot you actually said it was okay. My bad.
Corn.
Right. So for that, Ryan, you get to start us off for wrestler of the week.
Great. My number 3 wrestler is Ricochet. Ricochet, he wrestled on Raw, apparently, and he beat AJ Styles to enter himself in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that's a great opportunity for him. I actually did watch Raw, so I can talk about the match. It was great to see. Omos was out there really tall and stuff, and AJ was doing his flippy doos, and Ricochet was like, woo-woo, and did the flippy thing as well, and won the match. He went on to Hell in a Cell, which is a great match, or I'm sorry, Money in the Bank, which is a great match for him because he does flippies and it will fit great for him. Also in this match so far is Johnny Drip Drop and fucking the other guy, ? Riddle was there. My number 2 wrestler is Rhea Ripples. I think it was her best match that we've seen since her call up from NXT. Even though she lost the match because she got disqualified or something at Hell in a Cell, I didn't watch that match, but I heard it belonged in a cage, but not the one cage, the Hell in a Cell cage. What the fuck sound was that?
That was yours.
Daddy, chill.
Yep, that
Oh, you
belongs to me.
relax.
Yep.
Chill out, Ryan.
The number one wrestler of the week is Bobby Lashley.
Bob.
Bobby
He said
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby!
Thank you. If I wanted to say Bob, I'd have said Bob.
Bob.
So Bobby Lashley, he defeated Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. And then he also wrestled Xavier Woods to end Raw, from what I read. And I missed that. So it's like 2 Hell in a Cell matches back to back, which is a pretty big deal. And that makes him the number one wrestler of the week, Bob Lashley.
Bob.
I'll watch more wrestling next week, I promise.
Sure you will. Matt, why don't you go next?
Yeah, the one who watched even less wrestling than Ryan. So all of mine came from Hell in a Cell
Well,
because
if the bar is low. Well,
only wrestling I watched all week since I was on vacation, and I watched it today, and it took forever because there was 18 hours of fucking filler in between each.
I don't think
match.
that's true. I don't think that's true. But
18, you can clock it. Number 3 wrestler of the week was Alexa Bliss for finally getting a win like she should be getting. I mean, she might have won other, I don't know, but still, I saw her win. It counts. Alexa Bliss, number 3. Number 2 was Bianca Belair. Just an okay Bianca Bailey match. I agreed with Tim on that, but still, of the night, I thought it was the second best match, second only to Bobby Lashley, who is my number 1 wrestler of the week.
Matt, if you watched the entire Hell in a Cell show, you might have caught more wrestling than I did actually this week.
Well, I wouldn't say there was a ton of wrestling because, as stated, there was 18 hours of filler.
I don't
wrestling
think
program
that's a bit
match.
of an exaggeration.
Got it. Okay, that's my bad.
I think
That's my bad.
you're muted, Tim.
I hard muted myself because Ryan was making me die laughing.
I wasn't trying. Why? Why?
I don't know.
What did I say? That's fucking. I don't
Everything.
like doing this. This isn't fun for me.
Matt, so you mentioned that Alexa Bliss picked up a win like she should. Are these the transitive properties of the Fiend?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you for being honest.
Tim, why don't you go next?
I would love to go next.
And because I hate Shayna Baszler.
Why is my picture? Why? Hold on, I have to fix this.
Wait, we're doing something different with the pictures?
I have my I have the camera set a certain way. God bless it. Hold on. There we go.
What's happening?
He was Mark.
Yeah. So
I'll be darned.
here,
Uh-huh.
putting showing how the sausage is made. Each of our pictures
Yeah,
is.
the sausage.
I wasn't gonna make that joke, sausage
You didn't
guy.
have to. Sausage guy.
Each one of our pictures is an individual screen. So if they go out of order here, they go out of order on what gets displayed, and then therefore it gets ruined on individual screens.
Is that
So-
because I turned my camera off?
It is exactly
It's
because
enormous.
you turned your
Is
camera
it?
off.
I'm so sorry for
It's
doing
okay.
that.
I know
What
a
an
way to
asshole.
I know a way to fix it without it causing a big deal.
I just won't play the turn the camera off joke anymore.
You can't. I don't care. You can. It doesn't bother me.
You could always just put your hand over the camera.
Perfect. Actually, that works. Mute your camera. Don't turn it off.
That's the same thing I did before.
It didn't move the camera this time.
Then you did it. It wasn't me.
Oh,
Is
perfect.
it because where you had set him last time? Maybe I don't know.
No, because he's in the same place.
Maybe just because he's the last to have his camera on.
Maybe, who knows? That's a nice face. But my picks for this week are
I'll take a shot in the mouth.
number 3. He is now our official new king of WWE, beating King Baron Corbin on SmackDown. Is the official king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 2, the forever big dog, Roman Reigns, Mr. Ooh-ah-ah, the Ooh-ah man, the end-all be-all, picking up a big victory over Roman Reigns in Hell in a Cell on SmackDown. And any person who can go back-to-back nights in Hell in a Cell and pick up victories is the almighty, 2 words, WWE champion, Bob Lashley.
Bob.
And I love that shit. That shit is that is a great sounder.
I'm glad that it is appreciated. Intern Mark.
Wouldn't
Guess let's go to you next.
Wouldn't Shinsuke be Emperor of the Ring instead of King of the Ring?
No, because WWE doesn't do emperors.
Okay.
Good point.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
All right, I wrote mine down so I don't forget this time.
I'm proud of
Since
you.
I can't see the screen.
Was that on a Haas's napkin?
It is. It's got some teardrops on it. This is from when they closed. When I was sitting there and it was my last salad bar experience at the E-Town Hosses.
That's a sad day.
I haven't talked to Jenny Penny since. So I hope she's okay.
Yeah. Are you gonna be all right?
Just think of the sea stars.
You gonna power through?
Think
I
of
gotta power through.
BBJ.
Oh, BBJ. Wonder what she's up to.
BB stuff.
Yeah. I better not say anything. All right, how about
No, do tell, Mark. We're all friends here.
I better not.
Tim,
BBJ, I sure
Tim,
miss
just
her.
pause the recording
Sure.
so that what Mark says doesn't go out on air. Mark, what were you gonna say there?
Do not say
I was
anything.
just saying how much I miss BBJ.
Thank you.
Okay.
SBJ at the Cocoa Diner is very nice, but nobody can compete with BBJ.
That's true. There's only one.
There's only one Judy and only one Jamie.
That's true.
With BBJ, night and day.
Your picks.
Thinking of you.
Number 3, Mark. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number
Write that on
3,
the
I did
Hallmark card.
I picked the Western omelet from Night and Day Diner with the wheat toast.
No, the Mark, the wrestler of the week, not your food choices of the week.
That's my bad.
Okay.
I have those written down too. So number 3, I did. I was pleasantly surprised to see Alexa Bliss take a win against Shayna Baszler. So I gave her number 3. Alexa, I like that. At number 2, I gave Roman Reigns because he's the big dog of the yard, the head of the tables. Speaking of head of tables, remember that Hosses? You said that one table sit over near the corner, but not too far from the salad bar. Some fond memories of that table.
Don't remember that.
I mean, every Hosses was the same. So
It gave you a good view of the television.
Good view of the television. I could tell when they put out fresh garlic bread too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal.
Fresh.
And you keep an eye on the parents that they weren't watching their kids molesting.
Number
the
1,
food at the
Mark.
salad bar.
Number one.
Number 1, I went with Bobby Lashley. I think is his name. Bobby. He after being lost in the desert with his little sister and being found, he wrestled 2 Hell in a Cell matches. So I had to give him props. It had to be because of Alice's meatloaf. Give him the strength to get through.
Yes, that's what it had to
And
be.
He had a pep talk from Marsha.
My number 3 was the big dog, the head of the table, the probably the hopefully the king of this countdown again, Roman Reigns. My number 2 was the
king of this countdown.
I don't know. I've listened to ramblings of a psychopathic intern for the last.
You heard Tim say King Nakamura, and you stole King from Shinsuke.
I didn't. It just shut up.
Jim,
it popped into my head.
The intern can ramble. You're the host. Have a little more respect.
Come on, Jim. Bring it back in.
Come on, man.
I'm trying, man.
I'm not getting paid.
I'm
yet.
trying. I can only Tim. I didn't hear what you said because you hard muted yourself.
Lock it up.
Number 2, she won my favorite match of the week. Probably my best match of the week. Bianca Belair is my number 2.
King Belair.
So wait, this is your best match of the week, and she got number 2?
Well,
She's the queen of the ring.
I mean, there's a guy who literally won 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
Okay.
He's the real king.
He's the king of kings, as someone said.
No, that's another guy.
He's
Oh,
white.
so the Triple H is your guy.
No, God
like
damn
mine the other week.
Yeah, how'd that work out for the Sixers?
Not
too well.
But the main event on Sunday was a close second, and then he competed again and won in Hell in a Cell. on
Shots
Monday.
fired.
So it is.
Yeah,
Not
and
from
none
Ben
of them
Simmons.
work exactly.
Is none other than Bob Lashley.
Bob.
I think Ryan was more hurt by that than I was.
I was really getting into the Sixers. That broke my heart.
Hey, Matt, you're used to it.
I am, yeah.
Honest to God, I was like, oh, it's every Philadelphia team. I get it now.
So when is the Sixers sending Ben Simmons to Shanghai?
They're not. He'll be back next year.
Oh, you want to get rid of that guy.
I don't.
Okay.
Tim. What's the standings for the week? Updated standings for the year.
Wait, we add all these up?
Yes, I do.
Huh.
Every
So,
week.
Roman Reigns is the king again, right?
Not for this week.
King of
King
the
Roman.
countdown.
So for this week, for the second time in our history so far, someone has received all of the first place votes. That is Bob Lashley. Bobby Lashley getting 25 of 25 possible points.
Bobby!
And it is tight for second, third, and fourth. We have Roman Reigns coming in second with 7 points. We've got Bianca Belair with 6 and Rhea Ripley with 3 points.
Who was the other one to run the gauntlet? Was it Kenny Omega?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
I should have figured it wasn't been Kenny.
Yep, Roman Reigns. And with that, our wrestler of the year, our wrestler of the year standings have changed slightly.
Okay.
Cracking
A new
the-
king of the countdown. All
Well,
right.
No, Roman Reigns has increased his lead slightly over Kenny Omega with his second place. With his second place victory, he has earned 7 more points towards his total. He is in first place. Kenny Omega second, but there is a tie for third between the Killer Karrion Kross and Miss Bianca Belair.
All right, here we go. All right, let's pause here. Let's.
Oh, we don't get the song again?
No, but we only paid the rights for it once this week.
Since John Moxley, Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy.
Oh, fuck me!
Saturdays on NBC, these five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Come Thursday, praising you, the wrestler on the week.
All right, let's take a break. Let's hear from our sponsors, our networks, and when we come back, plenty more to talk about. Stick with us. 3 Count Thursday live.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on ngscsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis on all things sports. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, subscribe to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop. Recount Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Are you looking for a place to listen to your favorite music and sports? Look no further. WLSN, the Lieb Sports and Music Network, is a web-based music and sports network. Our network was created to provide authentic, high-energy entertainment through live streaming to a national audience. We play popular music while hosting podcasts from all over the world. Curious? Check us out on the web at leebsports.com. That's LEEIB sports.com. Or find us on the TuneIn Radio app. Got Alexa? Just say, Alexa, play WLSN on TuneIn. WLSN is America's #1 blog-themed sports and music network.
Welcome back, Three Count Thursday, live June the 24th, 2021. We are still the podcast of the millennium. You can go to threecountThursday.com, find our merchandise and all of that. You can also, Ryan, where would, if they wanted to find our secondary network, never mind. I don't want to throw you off again, apparently. You all right down there, buddy? You okay? Good. We did have the 3 count question of the week this week. And I think this may have also been a WWE on Fox the other week, but I thought it was a good one. What is the most important match in WWE history? Is there anybody that wants to start us off?
Melina versus Alicia Fox.
What's your favorite match?
My favorite match was with Melina and Alicia Fox.
Who?
Ryan, was that your
Can you repeat the question?
What was the most important match in WWE history?
The most important match in WWE history didn't even take place in the WWE. The most important match in WWE history was Sting versus Ric Flair, the final match of WCW, when the WWE finally put that old program out of its misery, making them the only dog monopolizing the entire wrestling industry. That was the most important match in the history of the WWE.
Dang. That was not an answer I expected.
Sometimes you can't hammer in enough nails.
Anybody else want to go?
Think about it.
Matt.
Yeah, I would say Michaels versus Hart at Survivor Series 97 is probably the most important match in WWE history, just because of what happened afterwards, everything that we got because of it, not just Vince McMahon becoming the heel of all heels for the next decade plus, the spotlight of Shawn Michaels carrying over to DX in the Attitude Era, and Brett's run with WCW, which I think really made the Monday Night Wars a big deal.
All right. Anybody else? Mark?
May I ask a question?
Yes, Mark.
Now, I should have asked this sooner in the chat. Now, can it be WWF or is it WWE?
It could be WWF.
Okay.
Oh, hi,
Then
Mark.
I've got one. Hi, boys. So I was seriously considering the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels from Survivor Series, but I think we have to go back even further, and we have to go back to Hulk Hogan against the Iron Sheik when Hogan beat the Sheik for the WWF title. And with Hulk Hogan winning, you had Hulkamania and the Rock and Wrestling Connection, and then so on and so forth.
I think somebody had put that one in the comments on the Facebook post. I think somebody had that one as it launched Hulkamania. Tim.
I don't know. It's
Tim, you've had 2.5 days to think about
I know, and this is not just some easy for me, it's not just some easy. I don't have an easy answer because there's. I guess I'll give a layup, like an easy answer that will probably be universal for a lot of people. I gotta go with the cheap and easy answer of Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3.
I mean, that was my cheap and easy answer. Yeah.
That's the cheap and easy answer. But then, like, Ryan made a really great point in regards to
what
you did the end of WCW, which made me think, well, if it's not that match, then it's gotta be
War Games.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
Matt, you were right. There was a better spot for it.
Always is.
Literally just gave you a compliment.
Now, Ryan, were you thinking of a specific War Games match or just in general?
War games! War games! War games! War games!
I don't recall the WWF ever having WG. So I don't think NXT was included in this because Jim just said WWE, WWF. So naturally I answered WCW. But so no, there's not a specific
It's now WWE.
WG that I wish there was a safe way for us to say it that wouldn't piss him off.
You could just not say it.
Not say what, Matt? Game Wars.
Games! Games! War games! Games!
Right, the little whoa. I love the little whoa in that.
I'm done now, Tim. You were complimenting me?
I was. When you gave the answer of Sting versus Flair from the last Nitro.
What a match.
It is a pretty important match in the history of WWF. Which made me go a little farther and say the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match from Survivor Series 2001, in which the WWF bungles the invasion and completely ruins it over the course of 6 months.
Yeah.
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 Like,
he's right.
And then Matt had an excellent point as well with Survivor Series 97. Could it also be Mankind versus The Rock on that episode of Raw? The butts in the seats Raw?
I mean, it's your answer. It could be whatever you want, Tim. Let's hurry this up.
I already gave my answer as Hulk versus Andre, but I'm giving like the difficulty I had of all these pontifications.
Somebody did have the Rock Mankind where they
butts in the seats, yeah.
The winner, yeah. Travis in the comments had Stone Cold versus Brett at WrestleMania 13.
That's
Hi, Travis.
Solid.
That's a good answer. Devin had Michaels versus Austin WrestleMania 14.
That's not right. I'm sorry. Devin, I love you. Hi, Devin.
Some call that the beginning of the Attitude Era, though.
Some would. Some would.
Lee had the war to settle the score. Hogan Piper on MTV.
Yep.
Lee. And he knows what he's talking about because he won that thing that you talked about earlier in the show,
he
Jim.
beat Tim. He beat Tim.
Beat
in the
Tim,
by
yeah.
like 3 points. And
Made
that's 'cause I
Tim look like a
misclicked.
damn fool.
If you win by 1 point, is it not a win?
Tim, is this your
He
first
had
time
Tim's
watching
number.
wrestling?
Boy,
Don't you host like
Poor
8
Tim.
wrestling podcasts?
I was
You're like a
embarrassed
poor
for
man
Tim.
Conrad Thompson.
I am.
Oh boy.
Matt in the comments said the one where Bobby Heenan was in a weasel costume.
He's been in a weasel
is
suit
Matt-
multiple times.
Not our Matt, another Matt.
That's great.
Frank Boris. Good to see Frank back in the comments.
Which
Yeah.
which
Hi, Frank.
EC3 match did he pick?
He had Mr. T and Hogan versus Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper.
That's a solid one too.
WrestleMania.
Solid one,
That's
that
another
makes
good
sense.
one as well. It was Nick who had Hogan and the Sheik. So I'm sorry,
Nick Bockwinkel.
No,
Nick Hogan.
Corelli.
Nick Hogan.
So I'm sorry, Mark. Your answer is wrong.
Well, you know, it's a shame.
Oh,
the
the
Red
mad
Scorpion
science
never-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to him? I thought he joins us every once in a while and yells at you.
Yeah, those are fun episodes.
Those are fun
something
episodes.
something like that. So yeah, sorry, Mark. Your answer was wrong.
I was
Probably because
just
they're always
ashamed
so
to-
polite on the show and they just argue on the comments.
If I could put a GIF in the video, I would do that right now.
A GIF. It'd be nice if the Red Scorpion wrestled in WWE because that would be a no-brainer for us.
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
That might be my favorite clip. Honest to God.
Really?
That really might be.
Have you heard Bob?
Yeah, that's just Bob a bunch of times.
Bob.
Have you heard War Games?
War games! War games! War games!
Play stupid games. I don't know.
Have you heard me accidentally choke on my words before?
Oh, that was words you were choking on?
Yes. I don't do that on Facebook.
That's a Patreon
That's
exclusive.
an OnlyFans.
Yes.
Mark, didn't you buy that Only Mark shirt? I've not seen you wear it once on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I was just wearing it the other day. Actually, I wore it up to Hershey Park, and the good boys and girls at the arcade beside Minetown Vittles they asked me how they could join. So I told the Mason I give them a good deal on it.
Mark, what kind of food do they have at Minetown Vittles?
Matt, I'm glad you asked.
No.
For a few weeks, they brought back the loaded pierogies, but they were not part of the meal plan. So I was a little disappointed. And I talked to Cheryl about it, but hey, there's nothing she could do. She doesn't set the rules.
I mean, how can they exclude things off of the food plan? That's the whole point of it.
Right? Why do you
I
buy
know,
a plan if it doesn't include everything?
Yeah, well, it's certain entrees and sides. Now, it does include the grilled cheese sandwich, but they don't have soup this year. A few years ago,
Sucks. Soup.
Yeah, you
Let's
get
walk
some,
around Hershey Park on a
Soup.
90-degree
It's
day.
a prime amusement park. Soup.
if you've never stood in line for the cold cracker eating tomato soup, you haven't lived.
Well, if that's what that is, if that's living, I don't want to live.
Then you get the grilled cheese sandwich and you dip it in there, and it's good.
At
You
an
gotta be careful
amusement
going up
park.
when you're going up the cold cracker steps, Jim. You got to be careful your soup doesn't splash.
What the fuck
you
did
get
they
that flight of
serve at
steps.
Christmas Candy Lane? Rita's?
Chip,
Here
Yeah,
you're walking
yeah.
around in
There's
wintertime.
different
Here's a
dots.
frozen cup of ice. What the?
Sprinkles, and they have Dippin' Dots.
Whoa, time out. Devin said, and I quote, this isn't me saying it, Mark. This is Devin. Fuck Hershey Park.
Oh, my.
Oh.
I'm on my way over Devin. Well, Hershey Park's for the adults. I can see where you would like Dutch Wonderland a little better. Speaking of
Devin,
Hershey
I
Park,
love
did
you
you,
to death. Oh, you're gonna have you owe me one. You owe me one for that. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I quit the show. I'm actually leaving tonight. This is it.
Did you see long
I'm not
time
gonna say
ride
anything better
attendant?
than that.
Nope.
That's it.
You've peaked. You've peaked.
I'd like to hear
That
that
was funny.
audio isolated if I could.
Yeah, that might be the video. the
Just
Twitter
once.
video. Just because.
Just because.
Well, Devin,
they
what
sell-
happened with you in Hershey Park?
Yeah, I'd like to know what happened. He seems to not
yeah,
like it.
No, was the line too long at Candemodium for you? Did you wet your
does-
pants on the cold cracker? Were the prairie dogs all in their little burrows and you couldn't see when you're at Zoo America, which is included in that one price admission to Hershey Park. You can go to Zoo America all day. You just cross the bridge and you get the stamp on your arm so you can get back in, Devin. Did you watch the stamp off in the men's room? Or are you too busy going to the women's room? Is that why you're not allowed back in Hershey Park?
Mark's going off. Here we go. Keep going, Mark.
Keep going.
I'll tell you something else.
Future this time.
I'm
I'll
not
tell you
gonna
something
mute you
else
this
there.
time.
Devin, if you had a bad experience with one of the ride attendants, I'll have you know that poor nice gentleman Jim passed away this week. God rest his soul. And if I have to go around and defend Jim's good name to the people at Hershey Park, then that's what I'm going to do. He was great. He wore the red nose for Christmas when he was on the monorail. He was up there freezing. He was 70-some years old. He didn't need that job. He did it because he liked it and he wanted to help people like you, Devin. And you'd rather go to the freaking Dutch Wonderland. Come on, that's a palace for kids or whatever they call it. The place is a joke. It's a tourist trap, Devin. You run around down there, Freddie's boat ride. Oh, Freddie's boat ride. Come on, man. What are you going to do? You're going to ride you got to go see Duke the Dragon? Oh, he's scary. He's all purple. He looks like a Barney the Dinosaur reject. Why don't you come up here with some real characters, like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or the Hershey Kisses?
I can't take any more of this massacre. I gotta step away. You keep killing him, Mark. Keep killing him.
God.
He's there prancing around the water park with that princess down there at Dutch Wonderland and probably watching the frogs jump off the high dive in that same show they've been doing since 1972. Why don't you come up and watch Bowser's Rock and Roll Party at Hershey Park sometime, okay? He's usually there twice a year, but that pandemic put an end to that. I'm awfully upset. I hope he's back next year.
Hey, when's Bowser? Is he even back to performing, Mark?
No, not yet. He's not. Usually September he'll be there, but
Oh, Mark, it was just a joke. Devin's not even upset.
He was kidding around.
He was just joking.
Upset.
Oh.
Oh my
whiz.
God.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Well, that's gee whiz.
And he liked the pierogies too. Devin's good.
Oh.
He's a good kid.
Okay,
He's a good guy.
Okay.
He likes
Devin,
the
did you get
pierogies. And it was just joshing you.
Oh, well, Devin, did you get the sausages with the pierogies or not?
I think Ryan likes this sausage.
Ryan likes
You know
the
what's
sausage.
funny? I'm a sausage guy. I really don't enjoy like a sausage sandwich. I don't enjoy like sausage.
You also don't enjoy sausage pizza. You're a fraud. Your whole sound clip is based on a lie.
I'll be darned.
I have gotten sausage pizza from Roma and I enjoy their sausage pizza. That particular day, I had it for lunch and it stuck with me. There's a fucking t-shirt about that, for God's sake. I had it for lunch. I'm really a plain guy. I like cheese pizza.
You like basic bitch food. I didn't know that about you.
I'm a cheese guy, doesn't sell shirts, right?
If you go to whatamaneuver.
Apparently, I'm a sausage guy, doesn't sell the shirts either.
There's been a couple.
If you go to whatamaneuver.net, Tim.
What a maneuver.
Thank
Leave
you.
sports.
You can get that I'm a sausage guy shirt and all the other.
I'm a sausage guy.
All the other 3-count merchandise.
If there's another shirt that you all would like on the What a Maneuver site, what should it be? Let us know.
And you have to buy it, you fucking cheap asses.
I feel like I love going to Dutch Wonderland.
Kingdom for kids.
Mark, I hope you're not upset. I'm going to Knoebels tomorrow. Is that
Are you
okay?
serious?
I am.
Well,
if anyone should be upset, it should be you.
Why would I be?
Knoebels is great. I
Knoebels
love
is a
Knoebels.
shithole.
First off, bite your tongue because I go there to fucking eat.
Well,
They have
Jim, be
delicious
careful. There's,
food.
I heard they're calling for rain showers. The whole park could be underwater tomorrow.
It's possible.
That does
Sorry,
happen a lot.
I'm tall. I'll be fine.
Mark, how is the haunted house at Hershey Park? Non-existent. Yes, that's correct.
Well, now wait a minute. If you're talking about the men's room outside My Town Vittles, it's a little creepy. I'll tell you what.
That's the walkthrough, isn't it?
That's the walkthrough.
Good.
It's not as creepy as the arcade lady that used to work there. She moved to Texas with some guy she met online.
I don't believe
Thank
you.
God.
I believe you're not joking. I believe that's an honest statement.
Yeah, she really did.
So
You
that
know how
story you
distracting-
believe, but you doubted his getting a haircut and watching a match
Yes.
the other week.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Marvin Lilly, that guy in that Time magazine, looked like my old barber. That dang.
Does anybody have any other matches that they
I forgot
consider
what we were even talking about.
for the question of
I
the
forgot
week?
we were doing a podcast.
I thought
this was
the
Zoom call.
Austin question was the question of the week. I am confused.
No,
I also thought that, to be fair.
no, Do you guys even pay attention at all to our social media at all?
Again, well, no.
What's our social media again, Jim?
Good work, guys. Facebook,
Look.
Twitter, Instagram, 3 Count Thursday.
I mean, it's definitely not on the Instagram.
It's
I
not.
would know. I leave Thursdays open specifically so you can put the show notes on there.
And
You
he
never
posts nothing.
Does 3 Count Thursday
Gives
have a
them to us a
TikTok?
day early.
Yeah, I literally send them to you early because I used to get shit that I didn't give enough time to when I presented the topics.
I'm gonna fix this right now.
To be fair, you typically send those in like the middle of the night, and then Mark has like 6 stories that he regales us with, so it gets lost in the shuffle.
Over the last month, I've been consistently sending them between like 8 and 10 p.m. on a
Which
Wednesday
is
night.
prime meme hours.
Yeah, I'm usually on. I'm
so
on
what you're
TikTok.
saying is you
Yeah,
are
that's
paying
TikTok
attention
hours
to the
there.
chat, and you should have seen the show topics. Is what you're
It
telling
gets
me.
buried.
Does.
I
Gets
mean,
lost in the shuffle.
Jim, you are the worst. You send me sitting naked in the corner knowing I gave her the best 3 minutes. This is you. These are your memes that bury a stack there, back there. Mark, today, I swear to God, says, fuck that Burger King.
I did.
Mark said that.
So
I was
there
very
is now
upset.
F-word everything.
there is now
I
a
did.
new thread that is all 5 of us that will only be for show notes.
Nope, that's too much. I'm leaving the group right now.
You diva.
I was gonna say
Sure,
thank
that-
you, Tim. That's something that the host should have thought of. We've been doing this show for what, 8
Well, I
years
didn't
now?
know that it was going to be such a hucklebuck. That
Yeah, I didn't know that sending the topics on a Wednesday night instead of Thursday during the day when everybody's working would be a problem.
Here's
I didn't
let's
know that was a
play
problem.
Let's play a little let's show them how the sausage is made.
fucking dick.
Jim every week sausage guy on a Wednesday as he types it up for the social medias sends it to me specifically so he can copy and paste it. So
That's
I
true.
always get it day of the show at like 3:30 and I just don't read them.
You
But
actually
every
did leave the
single
group.
week. I did. I sure did. I sure did. There can't be multiple threads. One person will accidentally drop a meme in that thread, and then that thread goes to shit.
It's over.
Yeah, I mean, we
No
already
meme.
have the thread where the 4 of us talk about WWE, so that Jim doesn't get upset.
Can't. I just can't. I just can't.
It's too many.
Like
A
I
lot
sent
of
the I
threads.
sent a picture of ET pictures to. Hey, is this the one? You think Jim could effing respond? Nope.
How?
Nope.
We're in the middle of the show.
Like,
This is
We're-
it.
we're-
I thought this was a Zoom call.
it is, but
Wait.
the show is the Zoom call, Ryan.
Now
Oh,
you're giving
we're in
away
bad
all our
shape.
trade secrets for them knowing that this is a Zoom call and not just 5 cameras all lined up in a nice little graphic on their screen.
I didn't know that. I thought since me and Tim stopped showing up at your house, we just stopped the podcast.
Yeah, that's what happened.
No shit.
Like you thought that we just did a 5.
I thought we just hung out for 2 hours because of the pandemic. I didn't fucking know. See how
Pandemic's
everybody's
over,
life's
man.
going. Talk a little bit of wrestling.
I got the magnet in my arm. Have you had stuff stick to your arm yet?
So bad.
I didn't get that one. I've gotten
Oh, man.
0 powers. I
I
literally only am like protected from a virus.
actually
That's
saved
it.
saved somebody from a car. They were locked inside and they were about to get crushed by a giant boulder. So I just ran and I shoved my arm into the
Okay,
side of the
Mark.
door and pulled it off.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I did.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so on to the question of the week.
We already answered it.
The
I
3
hate-
count question of the week,
I
part 2.
I hate this. Show.
You guys realize Missy's back at Minetown Vittles?
No,
I did know that.
I didn't know that.
Did you know Super Genie's dead?
The Blue Meanie.
Play
Yeah.
the 10 bells.
Can we do 3 bells?
The blue mini thinks funny. Oh, she just gets 1?
You said 3.
3
Oh,
bells.
oh, I didn't hear
You
the
were
3.
you were rudely talking over her bells.
Yeah, way to go,
I
Ryan.
give her 6.
There we go.
Can you give her 9 and then O'Reilly's Auto Parts? Wow.
This is fucked up.
Well, he doesn't have just one bell. Yeah,
this is fucked up even for me.
It's 333, and then the
How
closest
is this
thing.
the line for you?
The closest thing to a bell is the.
I am against all of this.
I mean, Tim has said worse on the show.
Okay, I take back the because I do have a
9
close
bells
to a
and a
bell.
ding. There it is.
There we go.
That's better.
If it was the blue mini, you can ring a dinner bell.
I could just talk about how Ryan Dunn's just dying to meet Super Genie.
Oh, come
on the other side.
Come on.
You want to fight?
The Blue Meanie, people did think the Blue Meanie died because his
I saw that. They updated his Wikipedia
his
page.
Wikipedia page said
Really?
that he died. Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah, and he's like, guys, I'm still here, and he's like posting pictures of his.
He's like, hey,
yeah, oopsies.
Hi.
not dead. Okay.
And then I think like RF Video just had him on sign a bunch of shit just in case.
Nice.
Now, what if I brought my own action figure for him to sign? Is it still the same fee?
I don't know that. I don't know yet. I don't know
Doesn't
what
count.
that is yet.
Can't.
I have to think that through.
You gotta get the blue mini to sign.
Okay. So yesterday.
Oh, the question of the week. Yeah.
We already did it.
You know what?
Are
At
we
this
doing
point,
The three
Top 3.
question of the week
I-
again.
There's John Moxley and way before gone.
It's John Moxley and
Wrestler of the week. White Snake's car.
oh.
Yesterday was 25 years to the day of Austin, the birth of Austin 316 at King of the Ring in 96.
What?
Exactly. So the Take 3 Wrestling podcast kind of talked about this in a way. I'm spinning.
Here
Shut
comes
up,
another
Ryan.
stolen topic from
Jesus.
those guys. Christ.
They're probably going to block us soon.
That's not true. We have a good relationship with them. Probably never mind. So I kind of took something they talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm morphing it a little bit. So if
Mart, wait a couple weeks. I like that.
And then morph it.
I mean, I already told EJ that I was stealing the topic in a way.
He'll
But
know for sure tonight when he listens to this.
he will. He absolutely will. And I'll get a text about it tomorrow. Because I
Hi, EJ.
texted him on the regular. But if Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck injury was worse than it was, and he could not wrestle anymore, is there somebody who could have portrayed the Austin character? And what I mean by the Austin character is like kind of the working man, beer drinking, hate his boss, beat up Vince McMahon, that part. Not necessarily, Texas Rattlesnake, not necessarily Austin 316, but just the character of like the everyman, because like I think that was one thing that connected so much of the wrestling fan base to Stone Cold Steve Austin was the fact that he kind of lived out people's dreams, because like everybody gets mad at their boss, everybody just wants to like flip them off and give them a Stone Cold Stunner or what have you at some point. So is there anybody in wrestling that you think could have portrayed at least that portion of the Austin character?
Hold on. As we're doing that, I just wanted to take a moment to thank our latest sponsor of the podcast, the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast, for sponsoring this topic and many other topics that we do here on the podcast. So it's on the screen right now.
Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you. We appreciate that.
So anytime,
Thank you,
from
Take
here
3.
on out, if we ever do another topic from Take 3 Wrestling,
So when
next
we do
week,
another topic from Take 3 Wrestling,
this cheap banner is going to go right across the middle of the screen.
Jim, why don't you ever ask us for topic ideas? We have a group chat, and we are young, and we're all intelligent, and yep, that makes sense. I believe that happened.
And it looks better when it's over top my stuff and Mark's stuff. Okay, cool. Well, now that he's gone, take
Now,
three
did this mess
wrestling-
up did this mess up everything?
No, he's fine.
Because this messed up everything on my screen.
Mine's still good. I don't know what it is.
That's odd.
It's very
I think
odd.
Jim left.
Because
No,
this
Big-
knocked Jim the whole way to the back of the room.
Big Jim is still okay. So let's. All right.
Who the fuck's Big John?
Big John.
Big Jaw.
Yeah.
Big Jaw.
Big John.
Big Jim.
And let's watch Tim quickly jump in Jim's grave.
Yep.
He's like,
Exactly.
okay, yep, host is here now.
Well,
Real
who else
quick,
is gonna
Tim.
steer this train?
I don't fucking know. Mark? Tim? I don't know.
You're gonna let the
Oh, you are
intern
Tim.
do it?
I don't give a
I
shit.
would do a darn good
We
job. of-
let him
I'm
talk
just-
to like indie wrestlers
Yeah.
about 90 Day Fiance for hours.
We gave him a 2.5 hour episode with Ariella Nix and Gypsy Mac, and my
Because
God, I
the-
had to like cut them off.
Perfect.
Well, it was fun too.
Well, it's 90 Day
speaking of TV
Fiance.
He
shows-
can navigate the waters.
Has
I
anybody
also-
watched Smothered?
So
Mark, what was that?
It's a show called Smothered. It's like mothered, but
Jim,
with
if
an
you
S
can
in
hear
front
me,
of
just
it.
mute him real quick. If you're still there, if there's hope.
the ghost of Big Jim has just muted intern Mark.
Yes.
That was great. So in honor of Big Jim being here, we're gonna do a Take 3 podcast topic. So
That's a good idea.
if things had progressed in the way that they did with Stone Cold Steve Austin getting dumped on his head at SummerSlam 97, had the neck injury been worse than it was, do you feel that there could have been somewhere along the line in the lineage of the WWF that someone could have become that beer swilling, everyman, anti-authority superstar that Stone Cold Steve Austin turned out to be?
So when you say it, you almost make it sound like I wish Owen spiked him harder. I didn't get that feeling from Jim when he said the topic idea. Jim seemed a little bit more sympathetic.
Well, what I'm saying is that that's the injury.
Let me
that
try
started
something
the
here.
domino effect.
Did this take place at War Games?
War games, war games, war games, war games.
Oh, neat. Didn't know it would happen like that.
He's not here, so somebody has to make all the sounds.
I feel
I
like
will do
he's
all
here.
of the sounders. He's not here. It's a ghost. He can only hit the mute button.
Kyle
unmute.
O'Reilly.
Kyle. Oh, that was me. I actually did that.
That was me.
I made that noise. Wow.
So what was EJ's question again?
To answer your question, no.
Why?
I don't know that anyone. It's tough to, like, I'm looking through the Attitude roster right now, and it's tough to, even though it's a bit, like, put that on someone like Mankind, no. Kane, no. Jericho, maybe, but he came around too late. Undertaker, no. Triple H, I don't buy it from Triple H with the look and everything that he had. Maybe Edge, but again, he was still kind of with the Brood at that time, and then with Christian. So it's tough to say. So like as I go through this roster, I don't see anyone that can pull that off and make it believable. The only one that kind of came close, in my opinion, besides Jericho, and this was a real stretch, was Ken Shamrock, and I still don't see it.
So, Ryan, go ahead.
I think Jim answered his own question in the question. Any person could do this. Everybody hates their boss. Everybody wants to give their boss their finger. You could put this gimmick on anybody, and they would take it to the moon.
But part of it was the beer swilling, like
Texas redneck. So you can't be the Texas rattlesnake. Anybody drinks beer. I mean,
right. So, but if you don't have that Texas rattlesnake, like
easy stuff,
a little bit of the bubbly. Right. That's the only reason why Jericho came up in any of this, was because I could see Jericho doing all of it.
But alcoholics.
Right. But
the
again,
alcoholic part of the gimmick.
It was too late in the game, in my opinion. And now that I think of it, maybe Owen.
That's who I was just about to say. Because if you think about it, that timeline works. He spikes Austin in SummerSlam 97, if Austin's down, Brett still screws Brett in November, and Owen is the only one holding the bag. So they could have put it to where Owen took out Austin and Vince McMahon got rid of his entire family from the WWF. So it could have been Owen versus McMahon. And we could have gone to some sort of race at that point too. Because it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that Owen is still in WWF after the entire Montreal screw job.
Did you change the colors behind you, Jim?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought you had a red going tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, Big Jim's back. Hi.
You want red?
No, I don't need red. What red?
There you go.
Yeah, now you look angry. You're back in. You're angry. I like that. I feel like the obvious answer, and I'm not doing this. And again, you're right. It would have come up much more naturally in the show. Is Shane McMahon? I feel like Shane could have easily been like, "Hey, fuck you, Dad," and oh, there's a lot going on there, Jim. It's like you got pulled over.
It is. He does.
Like, do you think Shane's believable though? Like, aside from the "fuck you, Dad" part of the storyline, like, what else does Shane do to really get the audience behind him?
But
Yeah, that's great.
Does he?
I think D'Lo Brown could do it. He has the head thing. He's bald. D'Lo Brown. Anybody could do it.
Al Snow could do it.
What does everybody want? Stunner. Bam. Yeah,
Beer.
sure. Right.
Steve Blackman.
Snowplow. Ba-ba.
I guess.
Snowplow. Ba-ba.
But
That's what he said before his finisher.
So Big Jim, you actually posed the question. I'm thinking you have an idea as to what, or an idea as to how this could be answered in the first place.
I don't know that it would have worked as well, really, with anybody. I think Austin was the most believable, and I think it just because of who he was and the character that he was at the time. I think he was the most believable in that role.
What was his character at that time? Because that was slightly after Ringmaster, correct? Or was he still doing the Ringmaster gimmick? And like,
So it's
is
like
that
a
even
quick transition to it, right?
Is that very believable? As like, I am the Ringmaster, this technician, and I also hate my boss and love beer.
Once he started doing the beating up Vince and the Austin versus McMahon stuff, was that after the him and Brett double turn, or was that even after Montreal? Like, I think
I'm the wrong guy to ask that.
What? Ask that question again.
Was when he started doing the like basically the Austin versus McMahon stuff, because like that's kind of the main core of the question.
Austin and
that was
McMahon,
after Screwjob, right? Because that was when the Mr. McMahon character.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Mark tuckered himself out. I just saw him grab some water. He seems tuckered out.
Oh shit, we forgot about Mark, didn't we? Mark,
his
you
eyes
okay?
are closed.
Yeah, so then Jason's gonna have his mother-in-law and his mom moving in with him. I don't get it.
I thought
But
that
anyway.
was gonna happen. I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah,
Thank you for the update.
I feel like the only, not the only, but one of the few maybe in the post Montreal fallout.
It all stems from Austin Tyson.
Okay, so yeah,
Because Vince brings Tyson in.
I broke my back.
Austin shoves Tyson, money flies everywhere, and as they're pulling apart, Vince is screaming, "You ruined it. It's all your fault. You ruined this." Ba 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 ba. Austin and Michaels do their thing at WrestleMania, and then they transition into McMahon and Austin.
But serious talk, we should probably have the "he raked my back" sound effect blended with Spinal, and that's a great new sound effect.
He raked my back. I broke my back. Yeah, now he didn't literally break it. Spinal.
Something like that. It's great.
Okay. We'll work on it. Like one of the only people I think when you guys were talking about Owen and the potential of Owen, like I think that would have made sense. I also think if you're doing it in the fallout from Montreal, if Brett doesn't actually go to WCW and he's still in WWE, that could have made he could have made sense in that role if he's still in the WWE because Vince screwed him in Montreal.
So you say like 100% work Montreal. Keep Brett around. If that, I mean, that would have to be the case.
If Brett doesn't go to WCW and that instance in that those events still happen,
right?
Then
Tim, can I get a give me a hell yeah in Brett's voice?
Oh yeah, give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah any day, yeah. Brother.
I guess we would call them what, Brett Weisers?
I guess, I don't know.
What if you had Brian
Maybe
Pillman?
Labatt,
But I think
I'd be drinking Labatt Blues.
Imagine beer just draining out the side of his
Oh,
mouth.
come on.
That was a long time before then.
Way out of line. Way out of line.
So sidebar question, not related to the question, but we're talking about the screw job. Real quick, yes or no, work or shoot. Do you believe the Montreal screw job was a work or a shoot? Big Jim.
Yes.
Yes, it was a shoot.
Yes.
Ryan.
I don't know what those terms are. I'm just a fan.
Was it?
I honestly think it's both. Like, or it's parts of both. Like it was a shoot that became a work, or a work that became a shoot. One way or the like. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know which one. You know, I don't know if the chicken came first or the egg came first. But I think there's shades of both to it. Like I think maybe initially it was a shoot, and now the lore of it has become a work. I don't know. And I think that's the best part about it. Is I don't know. To this day, I don't know.
So to me,
no.
Everything turns out so perfectly that it has to be a work. You build the Mr. McMahon character. Brett gets his out to leave to WCW. Stone Cold Steve Austin is right there to pick up the scraps. DX is as hot as ever coming out of it.
Linda McMahon socked Vince for real. That was the black eye. Right, we get it.
No, I'm sure Brett punched him.
But I mean, but like DX being the hottest thing, like, I mean, they got the heat in part ways because of Montreal. So
right, it's work.
But like, that's just obvious.
But work.
Mark, work or shoot?
It was a shoot because they were heels. I think it was a shoot. I think it was a shoot that eventually became a work, but I think it was a shoot.
There you go. That's kind of the way I'm leaning. Matt.
Yeah, same. I think it became part of the WWE history and lore so much that now it's looked at as the work.
Did you actually?
I will fall somewhere between you guys and Tim. I think they had conversations about it. Vince might have jokingly said, "Oh, I'll do what I have to retain the championship here," and then like the light bulb moment, and business was taken care of for the sake of business, because at the end of the day, it's professional wrestling, and I don't think what we see, I don't think there's many shoots. I really don't. It's business. Vince McMahon is a great businessman. He has made the hard calls over and over and over again. Brett looked like a bona fide badass leaving. It worked for everybody. What better
I'd
work
say the
could
only
you?
person it didn't work for, I mean, besides financially, is Brett, because he goes to WCW.
Well, that was his choice. He wanted to go to WCW.
Yeah.
Hindsight is right. Goldberg kicks me in the head.
He wanted to stay in the WWF.
Did he?
Yeah.
So
and
if
where
you
did you read that in Brett's book? Of course he would take that white
mean,
knight
That's been the
bullshit.
story the whole time is that he wanted to stay. And
To also go back to one of Tim's points, it does look weird that Owen stays in the company if his brother does get legitimately screwed like that.
right.
Because I mean, Brett could have pulled strings easily and gotten Owen a job in WCW
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
right, but as we've even seen up to this very day, if Owen has a contract and he doesn't get released from said contract, then how can he get a job in WCW?
See, to me,
You know what
well,
I mean,
here's
do
the
we know
thing.
what the contracts looked like back then? There's probably more loopholes and outs than there are now.
Exactly. Brett was offered, wasn't he offered that for life deal, or it wasn't for life, but it was like
20
a
years.
it was a
I
10
think he
year
had 20 years.
20-year deal.
I think it's
20 years.
20.
20-year deal, and they pulled it off the table, and then Vince was like, go to WCW. See if they
That-
can offer you the same deal.
Do you think that Wrestling with Shadows being in that in the mix makes it more work or more shoot?
I
Like
think
the
it makes
fact
it
that-
more work.
Thing.
Because Brett never has a way to tell his quote unquote side of the story, because WWE will dedicate so much airtime to the screw job that Brett screws Brett, time honored tradition, blah 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 blah, that Vince McMahon's gonna come out looking like the hero. Brett didn't want to do the right thing. Brett didn't want to give up the title. We had to take the title. He was gonna take it to the machine that's trying to kill the mom and pop company known as the World Wrestling Federation. Vince has always, like, even back when there was a big fight. But
So Vince was, I mean, realistically, Vince was concerned about the championship title, like the actual belt showing up. When in reality, they could have just had a mock championship made. Like, this is a big fight over nothing.
But then
replica titles were a thing back then, not as popular, but you could
Yes.
still have a replica title. And I get, they could say this is ours, but the WCW could also say this is the real authentic thing. And on television, not 4K at that time, it's going to look exactly the same.
Correct.
Everybody got their tail feathers all hot and bothered for a belt that WCW could have already had waiting for Brett to show up with.
Yes. But since Brett actually loses on television,
Canada,
with Brett having a title, therefore the title that Brett gets in WCW
I gotcha. I hear what
would be
you're
the
saying, right.
fake one. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So what point is that? Like, Medusa.
I mean, I guess you just show up on Raw, because Raw was before, or what was it, 8, 9 o'clock? How did the show start?
Technically, I think at this time period, Nitro was going 3 minutes earlier than Raw.
Okay.
Nitro
So
would
they
start
could
like
have,
7:57.
They could have jumped the show with Brett.
Yes.
And then even though Raw could have rolled in at 8 o'clock saying we stripped Brett, here's his championship, 3 minutes has already passed, and we saw. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
And then right, WWE has the replica because there's no way to prove nor disprove. That's fair. I hear what you're saying.
Because, like, if they really wanted to find a way to get the belt off Brett, they could have done an injury angle. Like, Brett didn't have creative control to be like, no, I'm not. They could have put an injury angle. They could have changed the match. They could have had Brett or Shawn get injured at Survivor Series and put Brett in there with another guy, and then Brett lose the belt to The Undertaker or someone else, and then immediately slingshot the belt back to Michaels. You don't have to do the screw job unless there's
Teddy Long
a reason
comes out,
for it.
You're going one-on-one with The Undertaker, and that's just how it happens.
Yeah, Teddy Long takes off his referee shirt and
Right.
puts on an oversized suit and tells him to keep pushing, and that's it.
and that's it, and that's how it goes. This is the greatest story in pro wrestling, though, right?
It has to be.
Like, it has to
Yeah,
be. There is no
100%
story better.
Without question.
Because we're, 24 years later, or whatever it is. I can't do math.
Coming up on 25.
Right.
Almost
This
25
has to
years
be.
later, and the question still remains. And whether you believe it's a work, a shoot, or somewhere in between, everybody has a strong defense for how and why they feel. But then, as other perspectives begin to talk it out, you sit there and go, well, maybe.
Like,
So Something to Wrestle did a podcast on this, I'm assuming, correct? Where did they land?
Bruce is saying it's a shoot.
Of course, because that's the WWE company line.
Right.
And that's the Brett company line. That's the Brett line.
So even if he wasn't, and at the time he wasn't with the WWE, right? This was like independent Bruce. This was early on in Something to Wrestle. You think he still would have towed the WWE line?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce will, whether he's with the company or not,
He's a company man?
Will
Okay.
always be a company man, because they're the WWE is the reason anybody knows who the hell Bruce Pritchard is.
Sure. You're not wrong.
This might come off as a bit of sacrilege, but I think honestly I would do this. You know how people say, if you believe in the afterlife and going to heaven, they say that when you go, if you have any unanswered questions and you want to know something, you could just ask and find out what happened.
Is that the first question you're asking?
The first novelty question I have
All right, God, look.
for the big macho man up in the sky is Montreal screw job. And I don't even know if I can say screw in heaven. The time Bret Hart didn't lose the title in Montreal to
Survivor
Shawn
Series
Michaels.
97.
Look, God, the Montreal
Expose. I can't even say that.
Damn it, the Montreal.
The forking shirt balls. That thing.
Yes.
The Montreal shirt balls incident.
By the way, I've just arrived at the episode where all of them get sucked into Janet's what do you
Tits.
call it?
The void.
The void, yes, into Janet's void. That's the episode. That's the episode I'm at now. It's such a good fucking show. It's so
pretty
good. No,
sweet.
not that, Ryan.
But
But yes, Montreal holy
shirt balls. I think I'm asking that after like everything else. Like,
what would you ask before that?
I would probably ask questions
feel
about
like
my
we might-
family.
Ask 2 questions and then be like, all right, well, I hit wrestling now.
depending on like when I go.
Like,
I would
what is
ask-
the meaning of life? Did Brett screw Brett?
No, because the meaning of life. Why do I care about the meaning of life if I'm already dead?
All right, so you leave off with Brett screwed Brett. I got it. That's cool.
I guess. Hold on, Arnold's got something for me.
What do we got?
I'm gonna eat, goddammit.
What is that?
Oh,
Is that
that's
cookies?
cookies.
Oh, and that is also a
I'm gonna drink a big glass of milk.
cookies and milk. Good God.
Jim, you're a cookie guy, right?
I fucking love cookies. Okay, Tim, you're muted, by the way. You hard muted yourself.
I've only wanted these cookies for 3 months.
Those Arnold's homemade cookies?
No, they're out of a pouch.
Oh,
But it doesn't matter. They're great cookies.
3 months later.
so
Did you bake them in an easy bake oven?
if you came to a table, this was a question on the Preston and Steve show the other day. If you came to a table and there was fresh,
Okay, get the
what are we getting?
Tim's
Fresh,
getting it.
if there were fresh made brownies and fresh made cookies, which one are you taking? Mark.
I will. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were going in order. Mark.
I would take cookies every day of the week.
Ryan.
Oh boy, I am taking every single brownie available.
Well done, Tim. You're taking the brownies. Matt.
So I have a follow-up question. Do I have milk and ice cream readily available to me, or is it just those treats?
You have a bottle of water if you need a drink. So you
Water
have
doesn't go with
brownie.
any of them.
Yeah, jeez.
If you need a drink. but
Now I don't
Ah.
want either.
Still got a cup of dolphin jizz. Great.
Okay, you have a big glass of milk. No ice cream, just milk. Because milk pairs well with both of them, I think.
Sure does.
Okay, then I'm going with the cookies.
Tim.
Cookies.
Yeah, I fucking knew it would play this way for me.
100% cookies.
If there's ice cream available, I'm taking the brownie though, easily.
Right,
To
but
me, the variance between a good cookie and a bad cookie is smaller than the variance between a good brownie and a bad brownie. A brownie is too much like cake. It's too cake.
Yeah.
So it can be
You
too
can
dry.
make them two different ways, cake or non-cake style. It's both recipes are on the box. The difference is like one egg. Big difference. Love brownies.
Oh,
I'm a brownie guy.
Doesn't sound. It's not the same. It doesn't have the second.
No, it's not. It's so stupid.
Definitely not the same.
I'm a sausage guy.
Just, I mean, I clearly love brownies as well. This is not. I'm not disrespecting brownies.
Now, are you a middle of the pan brownie guy, or you want that hard corner piece?
You gotta get the corner.
Always the
Corners.
Right?
Gotta
Okay.
be the corner.
monster takes the middle. Like
I live
will-
in a house. I live in a house full of people who only want the middle.
Really?
Yes.
Are they missing their teeth? You fucking
Like they'll literally say, "All right, who wants the first piece of brownie so they can get a middle piece?"
I will also just take the pan and like cut it in quarters, so I do by default get a middle piece.
Tim,
But
blink twice if you're in danger.
Armel just gave me cookies and milk. I'm good. I'm not in danger right now.
You know, like the pan that basically made every brownie a corner brownie.
Oh,
that's
they're the
that's
best.
the greatest thing. That's one of the greatest inventions ever, because then you don't have to have the middle piece, which I'm not even hating. Like, but it's always the corner. If
you
the
have to
option-
clean the pan after eating them, because I hate cleaning brownie pans, and I would pick cookies if I had to do the dishes.
Let's not go down the dish road.
Jim will do the dishes for you.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Then I will stay with brownie. But Jim, your enjoyment of cookies, that puts it high on like your dessert lists.
Cookies are my favorite dessert.
Like you could
Well,
have cheesecake,
okay, I wouldn't say
cherry
favorite
pie, and you're like, I want cookies.
Cherry pie.
I'm
of
just
all the
fucking saying.
pies.
Okay,
of
apple pie,
all the pies.
First off,
strawberry pie, McDonald's strawberry and cream pie,
it's actually a pretty good pie.
real good pie.
Number
Real
one pie, pumpkin pie. Don't fight. Just accept it. Pumpkin pie,
That's my
baby.
number. That is my favorite pie.
Number
Pumpkin
one pie.
is my favorite pie, without question. But cookies or ice cream are probably my two favorite desserts. I'm not a huge cake guy, to be honest. I've never really been a big fan of cake. I mean, I'll eat cake. Don't get me wrong. Obviously,
Only ice cream cake for me.
Ice cream cake.
like
Ice cream cake is so good.
because it's ice
cake's
cream.
good.
So good.
But yeah,
Crunchies.
if you're giving me an option of pie or cake, it's pie. Every single time.
Easily pie.
It's even cherry pie, even though I hate it. I'll take a slice of cherry pie over any type of cake.
Yeah,
My fat ass could just open the thing of cherry pie filling and just eat it.
So what I'm hearing is your fat ass has opened a thing of pie filling and just eaten it with a spoon.
No.
No.
How many of
You ever
us
have
fatty?
rhubarb pie?
How many of us fatties have taken a roll of cookie dough and eaten it like a banana?
Like a banana.
Yeah, you take the wrapper and you peel it and
You peel it like
yeah.
a banana
Oh
and
my
you eat
God.
it.
No, you fucking cut it and eat it like a human.
No, eat that
Yeah,
shit
I
like,
got it.
like
Why are you dirtying utensils when you're
Not a
eating
banana.
cookie dough?
eat it like a banana.
It's ridiculous.
That's a
Get
great-
down on that
ridiculous.
tube of cookie dough.
But yeah, I've
Mark, what was that hand motion?
I was squeezing out the cookie dough.
Oh.
sure, yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Wait, do
No
that again
news.
and give me
No
that
news
Chris
this
Jericho
week.
sound effect.
No news this week. We all just want cookie dough.
That's exactly what I thought it would be.
Chris Jericho loves cookie dough too.
There you go.
Jesus. I don't even know what the hell we were even talking about.
We were somehow we were talking about who could be Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we went from Stone
Then we
Cold
got
Steve
into cookies.
Austin to milking cookie dough on our face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only here on 3 Count Thursday.
Only on 3 Count Thursday.
Courtesy of Preston and Steve and Take 3 Wrestling.
That's 100%
Thank you.
true. Do we want to save the tag teams list till next week?
Yeah, because they didn't give the last 5, have they?
No. Okay. But
Yeah, that'll give us a chance to all.
I'll give Ryan a chance to forget about it until the podcast.
Podcast next week.
yeah, and Ryan will accost me again about I don't send out the topic list.
No, I admitted you sent it to me directly the day of. I'm just a bad
Yeah,
I'm a bad person. I don't know. I'm not good at what I do. I'm trying though.
I don't even think you
I'm
are.
trying.
And I'm not saying that
Trying.
to be mean or anything. I'm just I
I
don't
feel like I took that pretty personally.
Did you though? All right. Let's go to the news. All right, as seen this week's episode of Raw, Nikki Cross debuted a new superhero gimmick. She and Alexa Bliss teamed up and earned a spot in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. WWE NXT superstar Killian Dane took to Twitter the day after revealing that Nikki was the one who came up with the gimmick. He said, quote, "She had an idea, saw it, and brought it to life. Very excited to see what's next." Cross also tweeted about her new gimmick, saying, "Bringing this to life has given me such joy. The role I have been on WWE gave me the boost I needed to unveil this to the world, that everyone has that spark and they can try anything they want to. Just listen to your heart. I want to blossom like a butterfly. I want us all to." Thumbs up, thumbs down on the new Nikki Cross. I'm like here. I want to see what happens with it. I'm not giving it thumbs out. It has like a Mighty Molly Hurricane vibe to it. I'm gonna
Stop.
see
No,
in
it
a
doesn't.
couple weeks.
Come on.
How does it not?
Just because they're superheroes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will
It has
give
a blue
creative
blazer
control.
thing to it too.
It sure does.
Oh.
Creative control.
That goddamn blue blazer comment. I.
You think she'll drop the gimmick?
Oh, Mark.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Mark.
God damn it, you stole my
Mark.
thunder.
I was waiting
Yes!
for Ryan.
Yes!
Brian wasn't going for it. I had to do something.
Thank you. I appreciate
Nikki
you stealing
Cross
that
is going
one.
to be driven over the edge, and she's going to drop the blue blazer gimmick.
Oh.
Will you stop?
So we give creative control to Nikki Cross.
Do we actually believe that this was her idea, or is she just selling the
Well,
shit
first of all,
gimmick
I
that
think
was
she absolutely
forced
has to
upon
sell
her?
it. And
Yeah.
Killian Dane, does he still even work for the WWE?
Yeah, he's in NXT.
Really?
Yeah, NXT.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Good for him.
Him and Maverick are there. Drake
I
Maverick.
thought they fired him too.
No, he came back.
So she gets to say what she wants to do, but Keith Lee can't even control his own entrance music. Not buying any of it.
She
And his
pitched
ring
an
attire.
idea that got
It's-
approved.
And Keith Lee should have pitched not having this shit ass theme.
There is a 0% chance that she pitched this idea. 0.
Really?
I
No.
want to be a superstar with a butterfly on my chest.
0.0.
Yeah, the whole statement read as like Vince may as well have had a gun to her back as she's reading it. It's what it sounds like. It's
Yeah,
forced.
no, I don't necessarily buy that either, because I think there was I don't have the story in front of me, but like Peyton Royce basically said this week that like when she met with Vince McMahon and they were trying to come up with ideas and she basically was like, I got nothing. I would believe that if there's people pitching ideas for themselves that Vince may take one of them. Tim, what are you doing over there, man?
Thinking of a gimmick that he can sell to Vince McMahon real quick.
When has Vince
So,
ever
Arnold-
rewarded and pushed creativity?
Arnold is bored, and Arnold asked me if I could send my Xbox outside so they could watch DVDs. So I had to find my Xbox and get all the cords and the controller and I'm shipping it out.
You not
You're
have
doing
a
a good
DVD
job, Tim.
player in the house?
No.
All right.
Why do you need a DVD player when you've got Xboxes and PlayStations all over the world?
Not everybody can be as wealthy as you, Jim, affording DVD players.
Well, apparently you don't have enough PlayStations and Xboxes if you're having to dig one out for Arnold. But
Come on now. That's
no. I'll
how
see
things are done in West Virginia, Jim.
I live in Maryland.
Did you realize
Northeast Maryland?
Not bad.
In 1982, the Betamax was a big deal.
Oh boy. Okay. Damian Priest could be back in the ring for WWE as early as next week's Raw. He has not wrestled since defeating John.
Tell
Morrison.
Arnold we said hi.
Hi, Arnold.
Hi, Arnold.
He is not.
Arnold. Army.
Army.
Okay.
Army.
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 Priest has not wrestled since
Arm.
John Morrison in the ladder lumberjack match on May 17th.
Arm.
With
Arm Anderson.
Bob.
Which came one night.
I
after
like Arm Anderson. Let's not just pass on Arm Anderson.
Arm
That's
Anderson.
a real good
Solid.
name.
Is pretty good.
The Enforcer.
Pretty good. He has not wrestled since May 17th Raw, which came one night after his zombie lumberjack match and win over the Miz at WrestleMania Backlash.
You just had to bring that up again, didn't
I
you?
had just forgotten about that.
No, you didn't. Fightful Select reports that rumors of a back injury keeping Priest away from the ring are now denied. He will be available as soon as next week. Priest was reportedly unavailable the past few weeks due to other reasons that were not disclosed.
Probably stems from the time that Red Scorpion raked Punisher Martinez's back.
Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake.
Former WWE stars Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay have filed to trademark the I inspiration, the two inspiration. How the fuck do you even say the inspiration? But it's got the two eyes with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The trademark is for both merchandise and entertainment services. Since being released in WWE due to budget cuts, they have created a podcast called Off the Chops, and they've spoken about being interested in either AEW or Impact Wrestling.
Man, if only one of them had the genius idea to have a superhero gimmick with a butterfly on the chest, they'd probably both still have jobs.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah, they
would.
wouldn't be in this predicament.
They probably would, but now they'll
So
be.
did
over
they
there.
announce that on their own podcast that they're interested in wrestling companies, or was that on somebody else's podcast? They have their own podcast.
They have their own podcast.
Oh, okay. I assume that's where they talked about it.
I would
Off
assume.
the
How are the
chops.
Do the fellas still have a podcast?
No,
God, no.
No.
Jesus.
they never had a podcast in my eyes.
I've misplaced my
FCC.
book too. I can't find it for like a week.
It's
I
called
was
Look
gonna
Who's-
say, Ryan, grab whatever wrestling book you can grab and read a random page of it.
Page 269.
Bella's podcast is called Look Who's Honking.
NXT champion Karrion Kross seems to be on the verge of getting called up to WWE's main roster, but it looks like he may undergo some changes in the process. Kross worked a dark match during last week's Friday Night SmackDown, was in action again on this week's main event taping, but it's being reported that Scarlett, who of course has worked as his valet manager since he signed with the company, was not there to escort him to the ring. Is also noted she'll be receiving a tryout match with by herself this Friday.
No idea where the book went. It took you all of 3 seconds to locate it.
Wow.
It fell under my bed.
It was
It's by the nightstand.
holding his tissues up.
It's under the pillowcase.
There is no 269 in the book if they couldn't write that.
169.
Yeah,
How about I just read from the back real quick?
Sure, go for
Sure.
it.
This is what really sold me on buying the book. As twins, the Bellas have always competed. Legend has it that Nikki drop-kicked Brie in the womb so she could make her grand entrance first.
That's horrible.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of more shit, but I'm not reading.
Ryan, go to page 169 and read the first thing that you see on page 169.
It's probably a picture that Nikki colored when she was 32.
She stays in the lines now.
No, she doesn't. Don't fool yourself.
There are some pictures in here. The creator of women's wrestling makes an appearance.
Why are those pages stuck together, Ryan?
They're not
Why
stuck
aren't
together,
those
Tim.
pages stuck together is my question.
Nikki's
How
in
can he
all
pull
of
them apart that easy?
169. You guys keep going.
So it's 166, 167,
167,
168.
Talking here. All right, so this is from a Nicole page because she chooses to go by the name Nicole and not Nikki because, you know.
Well, because of Nikki Cross.
Or Nikki Cross. I'm assuming they're talking about the Total Bellas show. The show closely adheres to the reality of our lives. Throughout the comeback, I was in a lot of pain. Besides the craziness of running 2 businesses and filming a reality show, I was crying myself to sleep every night and not sleeping. Those 2.5 months were some of the hardest yet. It didn't feel like the comeback that I wanted.
Wait. Crying myself to sleep.
I will read it again in case I read it wrong.
Yeah, please.
Besides the craziness of running 2 businesses and filming a reality show, I was crying myself to sleep every night and not sleeping. Those 2.5 months.
That's some Steiner math right there.
Were some of the hardest yet.
Carry the 7
of Nicole, page 169.
No points, and may God have mercy on
I
you.
recommend the book. They got my money. They should take yours too. Good on them.
So, Big Jim, after hearing that, is now Brie Bella the smart Bella?
No, because I listened to the Bellas podcast, and every week Brie proved herself to be.
Did you hear how you asked that question? Is
Even
now Brie Bella the
dumber.
smart? Hearing Nicole speak made you stupider, Tim.
I know.
It literally did. It stunted how you were going to ask that question.
I will.
I was
not
trying to
defend-
lead the witness, Your Honor.
I know you was.
I will not try to
No, you
defend the intelligence of Nikki, but I will still stand by that Brie is the dumber one. Because I have watched Total Bellas, I have watched Total Divas, and I have listened to.
I mean,
Honk. What was it called? Honk this.
Look who's honking.
Look who's honking.
Look who's honking.
And if
Look
you
who's honking.
sat
Never
sat
mind.
through all of that, then who's the real idiot here?
I mean, we all know I'm an idiot.
Aren't they coming out with the
Right.
new podcast? Look who's honking now.
I can't wait to not find that book at Roots and buy it.
The Bellas honk again.
Anybody got anything else? Let's get the hell out of here.
Boy,
All right.
hurry up before Ryan reads from that book again.
I really
Ryan.
thought I might have misspoke there.
Come on, Smokey. I'll tell you.
Ryan, you have anything to plug, shout
Hey.
out?
I usually don't. So you can follow me. It's RYN Eagle. But hey, Tim's pointing down at his crotchy crotch. You know what that means.
He dropped a cookie.
He dropped the cookie. In July, is that what we're going to talk about? July. I'm real excited to announce that all of July, that 3 Count Thursday is celebrating American independence. And by that, I don't mean the 4th of July. I mean the great independent wrestling companies that make America great. I don't like how that one came out. Yep. Let's
All right, Tony Khan, how many times can you say the word great?
It's great.
Now
They're
you sound
coming
like
back,
Nikki Bella.
and you keep picking on me, I'll cry myself to sleep. So yeah, we're celebrating the American independence. So we're gonna highlight independent wrestling shows in July. All of our Who's This Wrestler? Wrong Answer Only are all gonna be independent wrestlers. The Brain Busters on Friday will all be independent wrestling themed. So you get 5 of them this week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If there's any independent wrestling that we're missing, shoot us a message, drop us a tweet, whatever you want to do. Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, if you care. Bye.
Mark, you got anything?
Hey, everybody get ready. There's a chance that this Tuesday at Roots Market, Marion's Pies may have blueberry whoopie pies. There is a chance. I can't say it's going to happen, but we're getting close. So get ready. Have your $1.25 ready.
Matt, you got anything?
Just make sure you are following the 3 Count Thursday Instagram, the Woman of the Week feature. This week we are featuring Mighty Myra from the independent wrestling scene. Give a like to each post that you like. That counts as a vote towards Woman of the Year. Last year's Woman of the Year, I'm repping her shirt. That is Amorous Blair. So if you win next year, maybe I'll buy your shirt if you have one. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. But best of luck.
Best of luck. Tim.
Make America great.
Sorry. I was trying to get the new indie logo so we can display it, but I can't get it.
Tim has cookies in his keyboard.
No, shut your mouth. Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care. I'm on TikTok, but I don't do TikToks, so send me your TikToks. If you enjoy what I do here, I do it on a couple other podcasts. Final Wrestling Place and Viewer's Choice. You can get those at VC on North South and at Final Place Pod as Ryan updates his Tim notes so he can try to do all my plugs the next time he's here. And see, I know what's going on. But as always, guys, love you. Thank you guys for supporting us each and every Thursday. Be sure to tell a friend, get us, get as many eyes and ears enjoying the podcast that you guys do. Without you guys, there's no us. It's just 5 dudes just talking on a Thursday, and you guys make the show really special. We love you. Have a great week. Big Jim, close us out.
That's apparently what Ryan thought we were doing, was just 5 dudes talking on Thursday night about wrestling. But no, I closed the show last week with the unfortunate news that we had to put our dog down last Thursday. The last week has kind of been a blur, but there's been a lot of friends and family and people I've quite frankly never met and through this show that have like reached out to me over the last week. So I want to thank everybody. It's still weird. It's super weird. If you are a Patreon subscriber, you heard Tim and I kind of talk about it at the start, but I'm a lot better. It's just getting used to a new life, but I want to thank everybody who reached out in the last week over this. So again, thank you. But make sure you can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but follow the show. We're at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go to 3countthursday.com. That's where you'll find everything. We got our Wrestler of the Week. You can see the full weekly standings updated every week. Our merchandise, collar and elbow brand deal, all of that. So just make sure you're following along. And thank you again, everyone, for listening, playing along with us each and every week. We appreciate you. We love you all. And until next week, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?